is ticking because it's a slow back nine.
Oh, no, the whippersnappers aren't playing. Pace of play was poor.
Well, no, it wasn't the whippersnappers. There was, I'm not going to stereotype here anything. There was some, people that were a little There's some older ladies that were in front of us that were 2 holes behind.
My kind of crowd.
It is what it is.
The Wednesday,
be careful.
It is what it is.
Afternoon crowd. Yeah, that makes sense.
Part of our target demographic on this show, by the way.
They were playing Canasta.
This is where it gets mean.
Can I ask a question before you continue? I don't want you to lose your train of thought.
Will you yell? Please stop asking. Will you stop asking if I may? Just ask the question.
No,
this
you
is
don't
your little
like
shtick.
it. I don't want you to forget.
I don't like it.
Did you yell 4 or not?
No.
Is that a faux pas?
I don't know. Because 4 is more for errant shots. This thing was absolutely.
I did it so well.
gutted.
I wasn't going to yell 4. All right,
Dude,
next
I
question, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
270 out with a 3-wood.
Uphill.
How often?
Uphill.
Both ways. How often are you hitting that shot? If you shot that same ball 10 times, how many times are you putting it where you put it?
At
0.5?
most. No, at most 2.
Okay.
At most.
All right.
He's got enough in him where that wasn't a total fluke.
Okay. All right.
No, I thought there was a. Listen, man. As Chili would say, there was a chance to have a chance.
To skull some poor guy.
Very emasculating day for me yesterday, though.
All right, finish
Played
your story.
with 3 guys, all younger than me, and I'm not saying. Listen, man. I'm going to be 48 years old. I'm playing on one leg. The left, a lot of arthritis. There's just a lot of issues with that. So it's true. I'm working out. My upper body's still pretty strong, but my lower half isn't where it needs to be anymore. It's just that's where it is.
I've heard that.
This young 28-year-old cat, he's strong like a bull, and he is blowing it by me. He's blowing it by me by 50 and 60 yards, man. I hit one pretty good, and I hit it about 250 with my driver, which in the old days I was a 280, 300 guy. I might need your guy from TaylorMade to get me a new driver again. That might be part of it. Technology's getting a little.
Do you want him to see if he can get you a new knee also, or just the driver? Sean
I think
Razadchik
the
on
driver
Priorities.
The driver would be a little bit easier. So a little emasculating. Old T's starting to say, well, the kid's, this kid's 28, I'm 48. 20 years, I still feel young outside of my knee, but I'm starting to come to grips that I'm not saying I need to start getting a bunch of hybrids in my bag, but I'm almost Champions Tour eligible, which I'm hoping AmFam will give me an exemption. I'm going to go play. Anywho, I am one under par after 5 holes on the back 9. And the clock is ticking. It ain't getting any faster. Do I end up saying I have to, like in Caddyshack, I don't shoot under par. I don't, on 9s. Like, if I'm 2-3 over, I'm all right. So I get to, I think, 16, and I'm at even par.
And what time is it?
And it is now, it's 4:40.
Oh, boy.
And I got 3 holes left.
Oh, you're not going to make it.
And you have to be there at what time again, since that was mentioned like 11 minutes ago?
Well, I have to be ready to go at 5:15. Obviously, as the coach and our head coach and our other coach both were missing because their daughters had softball. So it was Old T who was running the show yesterday.
Oh,
the
interim skipper T yesterday.
Well, this happens. I didn't want to be late. Verona's a bustling town. It's getting super busy. It's that time of night.
Biggest game of the year.
I decided to finish the round.
No!
Because I wanted to shoot under. No, I did.
No!
I did.
All right.
I did.
And questions.
Guess what?
1, did you get to the game late, or at least late for batting practice? And
I
2,
was there at 5:17. I was there at 5:17, so I was 2 minutes late.
But you rushed,
Bad
and you
example.
ended up over par on the back 9.
Coaches have to be perfect.
Spoiler alert.
You're correct. And I had a 7-foot bender to shoot 39, which would have been a good. Anything if you're under 40, for me, I am happier than a clam.
What did the 28-year-old guy shoot?
But it's 5:02 or 5:03 at this point. One of the other guys I'm playing, he's coaching Little League in Verona. He has to be there at 5. His game starts at 5:30.
Oh,
but
he
it's
cut it even closer.
Pitch. He's feeding the machine, so it's not as big a deal. I got to get our boys ready. Mm-hmm. So we rushed it. I end up pulling the putt a little bit. I left it on the amateur side, not the pro side. End up shooting a 40, go about my business, and that was my day. And we got beat last night, too, at Verona. So, tough day for old T. Not great.
Nick and Madison, 270 with the 3-wood. Are you sure about that? Did you use your Vortex rangefinder?
Unfortunately, I'm not eligible for that, and I am asking our friends at Vortex to throw me a set of binos so I can call the game with Matt LePay a little more accurately this year. We'll see if that happens.
So just to be clear,
270 out.
Or so you can see your ball because you hit it so far.
In that,
so good.
In that segment, you managed to ask for binoculars / rangefinder and a new driver from TaylorMade.
No, I don't asking for a rangefinder. I am hit your boy up. I do need a new left-handed driver because it must be the driver, not the driver.
Gotta be.
If that makes sense.
Can I have a question, if I may?
Yeah,
if I may. If I may.
So you notoriously on road trips are anti-stop, like will not stop anywhere. But if you're somewhere else before leaving, that makes it okay to be a little bit late.
I didn't want to be late, Jesse, and I wasn't. Had the traffic not been brutal,
had the grandmas been a little faster on the line.
The traffic's fault.
Well, the canasta, I call them the canasta gals in front of us, kind of caught us.
That's not nice.
They slowed down play enough to throw me off.
Okay. Just sounds to me like it was everybody's fault but yours that you got there 2 minutes late.
Not a lot of Trumaning here.
No, Truman not attending the show. All right, someone who will be attending the show at 9:30, joining us on Thursday instead of Wednesday because he had a conflict yesterday. Maybe he was playing golf with his canasta friends down in Florida. Brian Bulaga is scheduled to appear. We'll talk to him coming up. I don't know if you heard, but yesterday from the National Football League, the Packers.
Is Jesse okay with this now? Is he done pouting about the leaks that, by the way, were all right?
They were. Hey,
the
NFL.
leaks were right.
I am here to say, NFL nerding on NFL.
They had it.
I was not familiar with your game.
Yeah, he's on
and
it. He or
you
she.
were on it. So bravo to you, nerding on NFL. I take back any of my. I didn't say he was wrong. I just said I don't know who this is, so I'm not willing to go with it.
By the way,
they were even right about. They were right about Thanksgiving changing the start time of the Detroit game to noon.
Yeah, they were on it. I like that move, too.
That was my big key that I thought that thing wasn't legit because they said noon on Thanksgiving. I'm like, that's not
always
how they do that.
11:30,
Yeah,
right.
they were right.
Well,
they changed
ironically, because Jason, you were like giving Jordan Schultz his coffee. Oh, great job, Jordan, but he works for Fox. Yeah. The game's on CBS.
The game's
bro.
on
It's
CBS.
not even on Fox.
Yes. Channel 3, we're going to have that one. My team over at Channel 3, we've got the opener. We're very excited about that.
Does it annoy anybody else that Jason promotes Channel 3 more than he does our show? Does that annoy anybody else or just me?
How can you possibly say that?
Don't pout. I knew that was going to trigger you. Don't pout.
Well, it's not
I'm just
true.
rattling your cage.
Yeah,
I'll
tell you this.
Cage. Oh, and by the way,
I promote the Wisconsin State Journal a lot.
That's fair. Why is bowling on TV?
I'm promoting my stuff. Jason's promoting his stuff. I'm promoting my stuff.
Yeah, you guys, why don't you just keep going? I'll keep putting Pickler
Jesse.
stuff up. Why don't we just do this? Put a Pickler ad up on there. We'll do Pickler.
Dude,
we'll do this.
We took a team picture with the Packers head coach holding
look at this.
his
Hey, get
Pickler
that off
sign.
there. Hey, get that off there. We're not. Look at that's a good looking crew.
60-yard line.
I had one of the guys I golfed with yesterday said, Wilde's a handful, isn't he? And I said, thank you for recognizing that. Because You write this article. He's a big fan of yours. You write
Sounds
this
like
article lamenting the fact that Green Bay doesn't get any home games, and in the same breath, you start ranting that it's not fair that the Packers have 2 home games and they don't get enough December home games.
I'm not playing.
He thought that was classic.
All right. Is he a big fan or is he not a big fan? First of all,
Well, that's
because he doesn't sound
all
like
in the
he's
eye
a
of
big
the
fan.
beholder. He's more of a fan than Packaholic, or whatever that guy's name was.
Count Pacula.
Get it right.
There you go.
Booberry. All right. I want to get to Bulaga on time, which we probably won't.
That's not happening.
I would like to get to the schedule. We have to be the only Packers-centric show on the planet that the day
Yesterday, I told you at Minnesota to end the season. We knew it yesterday. Wasn't such a baby crying about how he hates leaks. Oh, this is terrible. We knew the meat and potatoes of the schedule. We didn't know every date, but it was all there yesterday already, Jason.
all right. So your golfing buddy, who may or may not be a fan of me, certainly makes an interesting point, and we will discuss that. The fact that they finally open at home. I don't like the fact that
there's no games in January at the Lambeau.
Again, I don't care where the games are. I'm telling you
Sounds
what
like
Ron
you
Wolf would have said.
Your Elmo voice is very good, by the way.
I think that is the happiest I've ever seen Paula. I'm telling you right now, you furry little fella there. I'm not going to get into your guys' business, but boy, oh boy, does she look happy there.
Windows
Does she
and
not?
doors of Wisconsin, and stop implying that I'm some sort of a furry.
Hey, pictures say 1,000 words, brother. And you, as Cookie Monster and Elmo, big smiles from your wife. That's all I'm saying. I'm also saying there's no better time to upgrade your windows and doors than right now, because Pell is offering up to 6 years of 0% finance. You set your free in-home consultation today, and you commit to nothing. Nada. At this point, they'll listen to your vision and suggest the Pella materials and customizations to make it a reality. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Certain restrictions do apply. The deal ends May 31st. So visit PellaWI.com today.
A Packers-centric show. We'll talk about the Packers' schedule, and we'll do it next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
The people there made it a really great trip. The people in Green Bay were really nice, like literally driving ESPN people around themselves.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
The Pancake Palace in Green Bay was outstanding. So really nice trip.
On 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
ESPN Wisconsin's Brian Bulaga here for my new friends at Surfside. There's only one thing better than Surfside and golf, and that's Surfside iced teas and lemonade plus vodka on the golf course. This golf season, there's no better drink to enjoy on the golf course. Surfside is light, refreshing, and made with real vodka and real brewed tea. Plus, there's only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. Cheers to hitting the fairway, and cheers to Surfside. It's tea time. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards, they're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel, it's a glow up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. One in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
Highlight your long weekend when the Brewers kick off a 3-game series against the Red Sox on Memorial Day, featuring the best way to start summer, Dollar Hot Dog Day. Keep the summer vibes going into the week as kids and seniors can get 50% off select tickets at the game on Wednesday, May 28th. What's better than a long weekend? Brewers baseball and dollar hot dogs. Find your seats today at brewers.com.
BizExpo is May 13th at Brookfield Conference Center. Spend the day at the kickoff keynote event on resilient leadership, thriving and enduring in challenging times, and make connections with customers and other business leaders. Learn from the experts at the strategy seminars on topics focused on technology and innovation, business growth, leadership, and manufacturing solutions. BizExpo is Tuesday, May 13th. Register now to attend. BizExpo is May 13th. Go to biztimes.com/BizExpo.
I'm Monica Kessler.
Monica makes sure that everything at Kessler's is worthy of a lifetime warranty.
The quality of your ring is incredibly important when it comes to diamond setting, ring sizing, and repairs.
Monica has been part of Kessler's since she was 6 years old.
Let me tell you how to judge the quality of the jewelry you're buying.
It's easier than you think.
All you have to do is read the warranty.
Most stores offer a 5-year warranty, but Kessler's offers a lifetime warranty, the strongest in the world.
We can do it because we put more gold in your jewelry.
When a jeweler wants to make a bigger profit, they put less gold into the jewelry. This makes it thinner and easier to break.
Theirs might look like ours at first glance, but Kessler's jewelry is made not to break, and that takes more gold.
We give you a lifetime warranty because our jewelry is made to last forever, just like your love.
Gold is more than $2,000 an ounce.
Kessler's gives you more gold, a lot more gold.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, go to KesslersDiamonds.com.
Spring is here, and your local IKEA store is rolling the savings outdoors for their annual sidewalk sale. Visit IKEA Schaumburg, Bolingbrook, or Oak Creek from May 9th through the 26th for a wide variety of furniture and home furnishing accessories at big discounts. New products are being added throughout the sale, so stop in often, and don't miss IKEA's Friday mystery deals May 16th and 23rd, available in-store to IKEA family members. Not an IKEA family member yet? Sign up for free at IKEA.com/US. Save big at the IKEA annual sidewalk sale, going on now through May 26th.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
The 2025 NFL schedule is out. Not that you would know from listening to our program. There it is right there if you're watching on video. Tausch, I was on with Strofe and Gabe Neitzel on our schedule reaction show. What were your takeaways that jumped out at you? And I know you're getting after me for wanting my cake and eating it too. But playing 2 home games in a 5-day span against 2 teams that reached the NFC Championship game, one 2 years ago, one last year, you better damn well win those games. Because you come out 0-2 and you only got 6 games at home left on your schedule, you have dug yourself a large hole. I understand that Mike McCarthy would say, Jason, that's a polluted mindset. And it is. But they got to start fast. They got to start fast. They got to finish strong with 5 of their last 7 games in the division. Who cares what they do in the middle of the year? Your thoughts?
Great quote. Start fast. Jesse, throw that schedule back up on the YouTube screen. So what we saw yesterday, yeah, please. Well, you're welcome with Jesse. That's thank you, Jesse. I mean, realistically, if you win those 2 games, listen, man, Washington, I think, is getting a little pre-glazy to me. Like everybody is all Glaze City on them. I'd slow my roll a little bit. Okay, I would. Okay, second-year quarterbacks. I give them their flowers. They had a nice season. They finished the season strong. But let's slow down a little bit. Okay. I've already stated I think this is a great matchup for Green Bay to play Detroit with all of their changes.
Transition
that they've made. And Hutchison, Lord knows, I've seen him running. He's battling back from a snapped leg. We'll see where he's at. You win those 2 games, you're going to be 5-0. You're going to be 5-0, probably 6-0. And that's a great start heading into Pittsburgh. If you're 6-0 heading into Pittsburgh, everybody is going to be glazing you. So I think it's obviously a tough start, but you're at home. And I've always been taught, win your home games, split on the road, go win in the playoffs. That's your formula.
Yep.
Great teams don't lose home games. Good teams win a vast majority of them. Green Bay has only been good at home. This start gives you a chance to say, we back. Hey, Kings of the North, no more. That's what this schedule gives you the opportunity to put your flag back up top that mountain and say, hey, it was cute. Hey, that little Honolulu blue was cute. We're ready to retake. We're ready to retake what's ours, and that's why I love that. I love that. That's the kind of the setup that what Green Bay is going to get to start.
Okay, so what's more likely? Because first of all, I 100% agree with you that getting the Lions as they are transitioning from Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson to their new coordinators is a good thing. I do. I totally agree with you. What's more likely? That the Packers are 6-0, as you just stated, going into the Pittsburgh game against Aaron Rodgers or Mason Rudolph, or that they're 0-2 going to Cleveland?
6-0.
6-0.
I look at it this way. Detroit is going to be – I don't know if Detroit will be favored. I think when you add in the 3 points for home field, they probably will be. And outside of that, looking at that schedule, you're going to be favored in every one of those games. I know at Dallas, oh, that's cute. You're going to be favored more than likely. Pittsburgh, again, is that wild card game to me. You're going to be favored in every game until you get to week 10. And as we know, the Philadelphia Eagles are a really good football team. They're defending champions. They deserve respect. Mm-hmm. You don't know what that could look like. If you're humming along and you're 7-1, 8-1, whatever it is, that could change. And that, by the way, that's a home game. So the lion's share of the what I would consider very tough squads outside of the divisional games, obviously, are at home. Philly at home, Baltimore at home. Mm-hmm. So I look at this schedule, and if you're making me pick a loss, which I know you could say Detroit, and I'm not going to fight you on it. I think it's going to be tough, but I like kind of the edge that you get from your consistency compared to what they're going to be in. I think the hardest game on this schedule, and I'm going to chalk up as the guarantee L, or what I think is going to be an L. Guess what you think I'm going to say?
I'm
it's at Denver. I did not anticipate this being a.
The game you think is a guaranteed L is on Sunday, December 14th
at Denver.
I
think listen, I've already said home
take
games.
Off your green and gold glasses, bro.
16-1 except for Denver.
Hey, no. I didn't say they're going to be 16-1. I'm not getting into that yet. I said when I look at this schedule. No, I haven't done. I'm not going to do my predicting yet. I said when I looked at this schedule and how it lays out with Detroit, the first week of the season could definitely be an L. I look at that game as a 50-50 prop. Okay? I think we'll be favored more against Washington. And then I think it's your soft underbelly of the schedules right there. Cleveland, Cincinnati will put up some points. We better put up a bunch of points against that defense. Cincy will be a tough battle. I'm not saying Cincy's a gimme, but it's, I believe, at home. Good teams win home games. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And Carolina, all this other stuff. I think Denver's going to beat us. I look at that game on December 14th, and if I'm saying which game do I feel like we're not going to win, I don't feel good about, bingo. I think that's the game. I think Denver's going to be one of those teams that if we go down to Hard Rock, Rockford, and the futures are on it, I like the Denver Broncos. I like the way they trended. I like the way they played, and I think that is a team that you're going to get great value on, and I think they're going to beat us up out in the elevation. I think Green Bay gets beat out in Denver.
Okay. I understand you want to withhold your predictions, but we do usually just take a gander at the schedule and say, I think right now, as I look at them, this is a blank record team. I would like to do that at some point, if you'd be so kind. I see it as a lot harder than you do. And I do know that they play home games.
You think the beginning – get ready to take Detroit out of the equation here, okay? Detroit out of the equation. What game in that –
That's literally who they begin with.
What do you mean
I just said take that out of the equation.
You play them twice.
Okay, I'm taking them out of the equation as required.
31 teams.
Is the beginning part of the season the soft underbelly? They can win 6 or 7 in a row.
I think expecting now we're extending it to 7 in a row. Expecting them to go 4-0 on the road, Cleveland, Dallas, Arizona, Pittsburgh. I understand that this is also a team that lost to Tommy DeVito a couple years ago when they were, that was right before they went on their 3-game winning streak. They still, I am not brimming with overconfidence about this schedule. I think there's some really hard football games. Some of them are at home.
No blank.
I agree with you.
No blank.
Well, you just basically said the only game on there that you're certain is going to be a loss is Denver. You know this. This happens with every season.
First off, that's not what I said. I said the game that
That's not what you said?
That is not what I said. I said if I'm picking one game I think they're definitely going to lose, it's Denver. That's what I said.
I'm sorry. Did I misquote you? That doesn't seem
literally,
like...
I just said it.
He's not saying that's the only game they're going to lose. It's just the one they're for sure going to lose.
I just said they could easily lose to Detroit
they're
twice.
certainly going. I changed definitely to certainly. That's on me. Bottom line, that's the only game you're saying. Okay, they don't win that game. Fine.
I don't think they're beating Denver out there. No, that is, and I think they could beat. I'm not saying they're going to. I don't think.
I understand.
What I was trying to do and I thought would be interactive with our fans, but since you guys don't want to do that because it's not Monday, what game on the schedule do you feel worse about?
I don't want to do that
because
Brian Bulaga is coming up next.
We can ask Brian the question.
We can, but we'll take their thoughts after we're done with him.
See, I don't like when you try to manipulate my language. I don't like that. I know I do it to you a lot. I don't like that. Okay?
Okay. I'm gonna stand
Mark
back.
Tausch here for Kohler Services, and if you need to remodel your co-host and maybe let them not use
remodel your co-host.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
I wish I could do that. Hey, Doug, I'd like to remodel my co-host.
All right. If you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now is the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family-owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel. No interest financing for 12 months. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote. You get fast professional installation. That is always included. Again, KohlerServicesWI.com. The only point I was trying to make is Denver's the game I feel like we're not winning. Every other game I feel like we can win. I didn't say we're going 16-1. Don't dare try to put those words in my mouth.
I didn't say that. Jesse did. So try to pay attention to who says what on this show. Right now, I'm going to say Brian Bulaga is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Your state.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
The best day for great deals on everything for summer is one day, as in the Macy's One Day Sale. Find the best prices of the month on summer essentials, from men's tees from Champion and more for $12.99 to $500 off diamond studs, now just $199.99. Even 5-piece luggage sets for your next getaway, now $69.99, less than a cab to the airport. And you can earn rewards faster during Star Money Bonus Days. It's a day unlike any other. The Macy's One Day Sale tomorrow. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
If you need to hire, you know it takes time. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You simply pick a time and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day.
Try Zip Intro for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win. And how many games? 6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
Your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Freddie Coleman.
Here's the problem with the Denver Nuggets. Other than the word helping Nikola Jokic, they basically have told, Oklahoma City's told Denver, yeah, we know Nikola Jokic is going to make plays. They did not expect him to stay down like we had seen in the previous couple of games, even though they won Game 3 but lost Game 4. But they looked at Russell Westbrook and Christian Brown, the one-arm man known as Michael Porter Jr., and saying, your guys are going to have to show up and beat us. And they calmed down Jamal Murray. Normally Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, they go hand in hand. Oklahoma City, with their deep team, they go 10 deep. They can rely on their bench. They can look at Denver and say, at a certain point, we're going to wear you down. The guys that you need to step up, we trust that they will not be able to do that. Not name Nikola Jokic and not name Jamal Murray. The others have to show up when your superstars do, because that's what we saw last time in Oklahoma City. And then when Shai Gilgeous-Alexander really got done in the fourth quarter, they had already let him know, hey, we've done our part. We got you here. Take us home.
Something amazing is happening in business. More companies are turning to Mac. From finance to fulfillment, CDW will seamlessly support Mac integration into your organization. With the power of Apple Silicon, best-in-class security, and compatibility across your favorite apps, your team will have the performance they need and the tools they love. Make amazing happen. Mac and CDW. Learn more at cdw.com/Apple.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ, J-O-E-Q, to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Song. And I love what it means, too, on this show. It means a day late, but not a dollar short. Our favorite right tackle. Certainly he's held in higher regard than Zach Tom. What the hell are we doing? It is Brian Bulaga on Wilde and Tausch. Brian, good morning. I don't know if you heard the schedule's out, and Tausch is picking the Packers to be 16-1. No, he's not. That's a joke.
They're just for sure
Settle
losing
down
at Denver.
over there.
They're losing at Denver.
I heard a little bit of the banter. Before I got on.
Now you know what I deal with.
Yeah, I mean, I heard a little bit of it. I will say this. On Monday, it came out, Homer and I were talking about it, that Green Bay was, there it is, there's the schedule, that Green Bay was playing Chicago on that Saturday. And I told Homer I wanted to know who they played the week prior. And now I see that they're in Denver. So they are away and technically, you know, a West Coast-ish type game. And now that I'm seeing it's in elevation, so they're traveling, changing time zones, and now they're going to get home extremely late and have less of a time to prep and recover and then travel again on a short week. I mean, that's an absolute, that's a bad schedule from, you know, that week right there. I mean, that's not good. That Denver, Chicago, Baltimore stretch is not good. That's not a good stretch. I mean, that sticks out to, that sticks out to me. That stretch of game. I mean, you can look at it: Chicago, Denver, Chicago, Baltimore, Minnesota. That ending stretch is a very difficult run of games. That's not
I would
easy.
say, Blue, if they go 2-2 there, I think that's a win.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. I mean, you go out to Denver. I mean, regardless of how Denver's playing, right? They could be playing good, they could be playing bad, whatever, right? You go out there, the time change, the elevation, the travel, you come back, you get back at, I mean, who knows? You can get back at midnight, you can get back at 1. Who knows when they get back? I mean, you don't know. Short week turnaround, you play on Saturday, you have to get right back in the building on Monday, start game planning, and there's really no time to rest and recover. And then your week speeds up and you just get going again. There's really no time to get your body right. And you're traveling on essentially, I mean, I would assume he's going to push this thing all the way as far as he can and travel late Friday to, you know, give the guys as much time to recover. But, you know, the NFL with that schedule, knowing the division most likely is going to be extremely competitive and tight at the end, giving Green Bay the road Denver game, then the road Green Bay game on a short week it's not nice.
Yeah,
we'll just put it that way.
And Brian, I think from a former player's standpoint, you always looked at the schedule as, all right, where's the bye? That's the first thing I think most of us would look at. And then who do you play to start? And then those tough road games, where they fall, weather-wise, everything else. The bye absolutely sucks. It is the worst-case scenario, I think, from a player's standpoint, is I don't want the bye that early. Especially if you get off to the start that Green Bay is going to need to get off to, playing two teams that were big-time playoff teams right away at home. At Dallas is always a circus. You get off to that good start. Let's say you get rolling. The last thing you want to do is take a break. So, again, they're going to always spin it and say, well, you know, there's injuries, and bye always comes at a good time. This bye, I can tell you right now, it's the earliest bye I believe you can have, and it absolutely sucks. That, to me, overarching theme from the schedule, your point on being at Denver and at Chicago and then another home game against a really good Ravens team and then at Minnesota is a horrific stretch to finish. But I think having that bye and having to run off 13 straight weeks, that's going to be a big test. And you add in that 13 straight weeks, your hardest part of your schedule is the last 4. And you're probably going to want a mental break. That ain't coming.
No. And the funny thing about that is normally you like to have that mini bye with the Thursday game. Their Thursday game's the second week of the season against Washington. Like, so they're getting the Thursday game, and then they're getting the bye week like a few weeks later. Like, it's
right.
It's literally like they're getting absolutely hosed on the bye week. Like,
they're lucky. They're lucky they got the Thanksgiving game in a way, because at least that gives them that kind of second mini bye, because the first one's wasted, right? Like having it sucks that you got to plan a short week right away in week 2, but you're at home in both of those games, so you don't have to travel for either one. No one wants their mini bye after 2 games. That doesn't help you. You know, and especially when you have your bye week, like you said, then in week 5 after 4 games. Now, in 2016, you guys had a really early bye, the year that Rodgers said run the table. In 2023, I think they had even an earlier bye than this. I think it was in week 4, which is even worse. But generally speaking, they've had a lot of early byes. The one year that they didn't was in 2022, when they could have had the bye after 5 games, coming back from London. They turned it down, and then they didn't have the bye until there were 4 games left in the season. And that didn't work out very well for them either. So, Brian, when you looked at this schedule, because, again, I want to get to some other stuff, including what Steno had to say, which I'm sure you and Homer talked about as well on Monday, but I want to get to that. But when you look at this schedule, I see a really difficult schedule. Tausch doesn't want to make predictions. I don't normally either. But I'm saying
I just told you that the ending part of this schedule is a bear. I think in blue, correct me if I'm wrong, Detroit at home. They don't have either of their coordinators back. I think it's a great time to get Detroit early in the season. Mm-hmm. I ain't sold on Washington. I think you're looking, if you can beat Detroit, and we have not had good success outside of that Thanksgiving Day game a couple years ago against the Detroit Lions. Motivation's going to be high, all of those things. I think that is your soft underbelly of the season. You got to win 6 or 7 of those first 8. Gotta.
Yeah, I mean, to play Detroit in week 1 with the new coordinators is the time to do it, right? Before they get their footing and get going in the season. Like, that is the time to play them right off the get as they're getting used to each other. Because, like, they're going to obviously get some reps in the preseason, but they're not going to get the reps in the preseason with the starters, and they're not going to get that game feel with Goff and those starting guys and the rotations and how they want to do things with the one. So how this is going to work is, week 1 against Green Bay in Green Bay. So, like, this is the time you want to play them, and how are these coordinators going to react to things in real time when it's for real and against a division opponent. So, like, yes, week 1 is when you're going to want to play them. I'm not saying it's going to be easy by any stretch, because at the end of the day, the players are the ones that decide the outcome of the game. And Detroit still have really good players. That's not taking anything away from them. But again, that would be the time you want them before they get rolling and these coordinators get a feel for the, what they need to do. And then, I mean, Washington, I get what they did last year was awfully impressive. The quarterback is awfully impressive. But yeah, you got to show me more than 1 year.
Don't crown them.
You got to show me more than 1 year. Not saying they can't do it, right? I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm not saying they can't be a good team again. But again, playing them early, not a bad deal. Playing them early on a Thursday night at home, getting that quick turnaround, not a bad situation either. And then you move on to the rest of that, front of that schedule. Cleveland, Dallas, unfortunately a bye week, but then the Bengals, then you got to go to Arizona. Not that bad, but then at Pittsburgh, Carolina should be okay, but then you go Philly, and then that's where things start to kind of get a little tough, right? I mean, I'm not saying the Giants are going to be difficult, but we lost to DeVito out there, as Jason said when I wasn't on. Like, I was listening to you guys. Like, we lost to DeVito out there a few years back. So, like, things start to get difficult once that Eagles game hits. And I think, depending on who's the quarterback out in Pittsburgh, things could get awfully interesting for that game. They didn't put that as a Sunday night game for no reason.
Correct.
Like, I'm just saying, that's not a Sunday night because in any other reality, right? Any other season, that's not a Sunday night football game. It's just not.
We gotta have Mason Rudolph in prime time. There's no doubt about it. All right.
Yeah.
So Tausch doesn't want to do this. You and I can do this. Then we'll get to more football things. 2 years ago, I picked the Packers to go 6-11. I was wrong. They went 9-8 and they made the playoffs. Last year, I picked them to go 12-5. They finished 11-6. So I was less wrong last year.
Wrong.
I'm saying 10-7 looking at this schedule. Tausch doesn't want to do that. Brian, what say you?
Can you put it back up, Jesse, so I can see it?
Why, certainly.
I have no problem making early predictions
what
because
a different reaction when Brian asks you. I ask him, and it's like I'm asking him to go dig out.
He asked. He said, "Can you put it back up?"
It was not Jesse. Put up the schedule.
Put it
again.
up there.
That's not what I said.
Get me a driver.
I certainly like them over their win-loss number, which is 9.5. So, like, I like them over the 9.5. So that means I like them at 10 no matter what.
Okay.
Looking at the schedule, Detroit's tough to predict. I like them at. I like them at 11. I like them at 11 wins.
All right.
That's where I like them at.
All right.
I think that's the sweet spot for them right now. Now, sure, they could be better than that, right? Like, I mean, that's the funny part about. Oh yeah, sure, but that's the funny part about the NFL. Like, when you look at the teams that you think are gonna be good, right? Like you look at the Minnesotas and you look at the Detroits, and you look at them and you're like, man, these teams are supposed to be good, and things happen throughout a season, right? Like, I mean, we've seen it throughout the years. Like, teams that are supposed to be really good, they just aren't, and you're like, what happened? And they end up winning 6-7 games, and the schedule just shifts because teams are good, teams are bad, and things change. But I think Green Bay with this schedule, you look at the last 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 or 5 games are going to be very difficult, but I still think they can get 11 wins out of this schedule.
All right. Well, I want to get to some of the things that Steno said this week. I also want to talk about and I know I don't like this term, but it is the perfect term. The amount of glazing that was occurring about Jayden Reed yesterday from Jason Vrabel and Ryan Mahaffey. And look, I'm not here to dispute that he's not a great leader or a great teammate. I just thought it was interesting given the events of earlier in the week. We'll ask Brian about both of those things, including, and I kind of said this to Steno, like, hey, I work with 2 really good right tackles on a regular basis, and hearing him say that the right tackle job is up for competition, not once but twice, certainly perked my ears. We'll talk about that with Brian Bulaga next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Your chance to spend an afternoon on the links with ESPN Milwaukee is just a tap away. The 2025 Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open happens July 15th at the Ball Golf Course, and we're inviting a lucky ESPN Milwaukee fan and 3 guests. Hang out with your favorite ESPN Milwaukee hosts, play around at one of Wisconsin's most popular courses, and enjoy food and drinks throughout the day. Open up the contest tab in the ESPN Wisconsin app and register for your chance to win this fan foursome with ESPN Milwaukee.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. Looking to simplify your everyday banking? Our checking and savings accounts offer the tools you need, plus the friendly, simply local service you deserve. Enjoy competitive rates, 24/7 online and mobile banking, and real people ready to help right here in your community. Whether your checking balance is at midnight or stopping by one of our branches at noon, Great Midwest Bank has you covered with a variety of new and improved account options designed for your unique needs. Great Midwest Bank, simply local and member FDIC.
Bandana? Check. Boots? Check. Gloves? Check. As a motorcycle rider in Wisconsin, you may go to great lengths to protect your image. Just be sure you're protecting yourself, too. Wear a Department of Transportation-approved helmet. Perform safety checks on your motorcycle. Know the traffic laws and don't take risks. Motorists and motorcyclists can work together to achieve zero preventable deaths on Wisconsin roads. Zero in Wisconsin. Together, we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov. Wisconsin DOT.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
Seriously injured? Make one call. That's all.
Wade vs. Diener is about planting seeds of opportunity and watching them grow into something amazing. Join NBA and Marquette stars Dwayne Wade and Travis Diener and be part of this incredible journey at the Champions for Literacy celebration on June 27th. Or register your son or daughter for the Elite Youth Basketball Camp coached by Dwayne Wade and Travis Diener themselves on June 28th. Register at wadevsdiener.givesmart.com. That's wadevsdiener.givesmart.com.
In Minnesota, you can get the hottest concert ticket in town.
Thanks everybody for being here.
While eating some of the best food in the nation.
I think I've said yum like 85 times.
Plan your trip at exploreminnesota.com. Whether fishing, floating, or boating, in Minnesota, lakes aren't just a destination.
Nice walleye.
They're a way of life.
The water is so clean and so clear, it's quite magical.
See what makes Minnesota the star of the North at exploreminnesota.com.
It's what you wait for all week. The three-pointers, the rebounds, the thrill of every shot. Win or lose, it's the hope that keeps you coming back. The dream that this time, it might be your year. And so you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when the pressure's on, your support is everything. That's why the NBA store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just for you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Brian Bulaga, all-time great Packers right tackle. Brian, did you ever show up for work and find out that you were competing for your job? And help me understand the fine line between the NFL is a competitive business. You can't be complacent because someone's going to take your job, right? Tausch always played with that mentality. I understand that. The good ones do. But there's also something to be said, correct me if I'm wrong, for knowing that you are appreciated and held in high regard. And when the offensive coordinator, not once but twice, and then yesterday with Luke Butkus, certainly didn't do anything to quell this, says basically that you're going into a contract year and your job is now open for competition too. That's a little jarring to me. What did you make of the Zach Tom, dare I say, situation at right tackle?
I mean, certainly, I'm taken back by it a little bit. I always went into every season thinking I had to compete for my spot. Whether or not that was the case upstairs didn't really matter to me one way or another, but that's how I thought about it, right? Like, didn't know, regardless of who was on the depth chart or who they drafted or whatever the case, that's how I felt personally, that I had to go out there and in OTAs and training camp and ultimately in games and prove it. Like, that was my mentality no matter what, right? Like, you have to earn your spot, earn your salary, and et cetera, right? But there was always a feeling, right? Like, no matter what, like, not no matter what, because if you play bad, I mean, you're eventually going to get the axe, right? Like, it doesn't matter if you play bad. It doesn't matter with your salary. I mean, they always can find a way out because the contracts aren't guaranteed. But if you play good, there's always a sense that you are appreciated by the coaching staff, by your position coach, and by the GM, right? Like, there's that feeling that, that I had, that Campy and that Coach McCarthy and even when Steno and LaFleur were there, that like I think these guys appreciate the way that I play and things like that. So to hear that Tom also is competing for a job, like, there's two ways that I look at it, right? Like, I either look at this as it's a little kick in the butt for motivation for how the season ended, right? Because, like, I think we all talked about it. Like, his last, like, 2 or 3 games weren't his best of the season. And we all, like, unfortunately for, fans and even coaches at times and even people like us that watch the games sometimes, you remember, like, the last game or the last 2 games. You don't remember the entire body of work. His last few games weren't his best, right? Like, and that's sometimes what sticks in your brain. And maybe it's a little nudge of motivation, right? Maybe that's what this is, because I look at the depth of the roster. I mean, not the roster, but essentially the depth chart of the offensive line right now, right? Like, I look at it right now. And I guess if you're going to say he's in a competition, that means you want him to compete with Belton and the 7th round pick, which is, his name's Williams, right?
John Williams. Yes, the composer of the Star Wars theme. Yeah.
Boy, is that
so
a
essentially
bland name? John Williams.
So, okay, like Mark. So here's my ultimate question, which Tausch, you can answer, which I don't think this would ever happen in any realm. There's a chance then, with what they're saying, that Zach Tom's going to watch a game from the sidelines. He's going to stand on the sidelines and watch the Packers play this season. I don't see that happening. Yes. So, like, that's what I just don't see that happening in any way, shape, or form.
Let me ask you this, because I was under the impression, and listen, man, I get it. I think he did struggle. He gave up a couple things in that playoff game. The group as a whole, it was not good, and that's why the urgency to make moves and draft guys and bring in Banks that was a part of the process of what Goody looked at. But I also wonder, there's been a lot of talk, and we have glazed Zach Tom. I think he's a really good player. I think he was dinged up. He didn't have his best season, no doubt about it. But I think he is going to be the right tackle for the Green Bay Packers for the foreseeable future. I wonder if this is a little bit of a stave off any of the, I don't know if Zach Tom's going to come in. Is he going to play without a new deal? Like, you just wonder how much of that is at play, because you have 3 potential starters that are going to be free agents. You have Elton Jenkins, who Jason Wilde accurately, Packaholic, reported that he was not at camp and wants a new deal. So you can't have a whole group of disgruntled. Oh, am I going to do? So Zach Tom's going to be the starting right tackle. I will. If you want to put some dunkers on it, great. He's going to be the guy. Is it going to be a competition? I don't see it. I like you. You want to throw Belton out there and see? Maybe I'm missing something. Zach Tom's going to be a starter this season. Now, if they don't get something worked out with Elton Jenkins and Rob Domofsky's right, I don't see that either. But Zach Tom will be a starter when they go play Detroit on that opener on Sunday. I would bet donuts to dollars on that.
Yes. I mean, okay, so like that's a perfect, I mean, you explained it perfectly, because Green Bay historically, and it goes back to when you were playing and everything, they don't let young first contract good linemen walk out the door. They've never done it, and they're not going to do it. Like, it's just not something they historically do. Like, because if Zach Tom walks out the door, someone will pay him a lot of money to go play right tackle. And like, this isn't like, that's like, there's no like that he is a good right tackle. Like, this isn't like we're not making that up. Like, that's not a shot in the dark here. Like, he's good. Did he struggle at the end of the season? I think so. I think he was also banged up. And like, I'm not making excuses for him. Like, if you're out there, you got to play, you got to go do what you got to do. Like, right. You got to get the job done. And he struggled at times, but like, I don't see that team going out there with someone else besides Zach Tom at right tackle at this point. And it like, and you made a good point. Like, if you have Elton right now a little disgruntled and Zach Tom also disgruntled, and now you're missing two key pieces that don't really want to practice until they get something worked out. That offensive line looks a little different.
And Sean Ryan missed out on $2 million by 2 snaps, which, again, I know the Packers can't just give him the $2 million now, but you're telling me that doesn't create some hard feelings when he was sharing time earlier in the season with the first-round pick, and all he had to do was get 2 more snaps back then to achieve the playing time incentive from the league to get $2 million more. Oh, and by the way, you've also taken your incumbent left tackle and told him that even though he beat the tar out of the first-round pick last year to keep his job as the starting left tackle, that job is open again. It would seem that the only person who's probably genuinely happy on your offensive line is the new guy who just got a big-time contract in free agency. Right?
Yep. Am I wrong? He's the only cat. No, he's the only cat that's happy right now. He's the only guy that I would have met. I didn't know that about Sean Ryan. Oh, boy, would that drive me up the wall. Oh, my God.
Yeah, Domofsky had a good story on it that basically the agent thought that he had achieved it based on the numbers that were on like the game books. The league and the NFLPA used a different measure. He needed to play 2 more offensive snaps. 2.
Oh.
And he would have gotten a $2 million. It's a great story from Rob. And he, according to Rob's story, the Packers can't just say, well, we're going to give it to you anyway, because it's a league-based pay scale increase based on playing time.
They can redo his contract if they want to do it. They can.
Yeah. But they don't want to, right? Because they want to let him walk, like they let John Runyon go.
Jordan Love should give it to him.
Maybe they should do that. Sean Ryan they kind of battering him around. At some point, Sean Ryan's going to, and he has to go out and play well, because this is going to be more than likely a walk year for him. I'm guessing they want to put Belton in there at some point down the road and battle there. But the Zach Tom piece to this is interesting. I still think he's going to get a new contract before Thanksgiving, and he's going to be one of the guys, because Brian's 100% right. They know they have a good player. They want to motivate him because he didn't play to the level. He's one of those guys that he played to a really high level, He pops a pec. He fights his way. He battles in. He plays all season, competes. And, yes, I think it's fascinating. I think Elgton Jenkins should. We all knew he wanted to play center. As we joked about, our sourcing pretty doggone good that last year. I think he would have loved to play center last year, but obviously with Josh Myers, he's no problem doing that. But when that guaranteed money dries up and an organization that looks at 30-year-olds like Leonardo DiCaprio does, you start looking at it saying, I don't know, Jimmy. I need a little bread, or I think I'm going to get jettisoned out for the next 19-year-old that comes down the pipe.
I mean, well, that's the thing. I mean, I would imagine he wants to, he's fine with the center move. I know he's fine with the center move. The thing is, from a player standpoint, right, when you have no more guaranteed cash in the contract, I get he's got 2 years left on the deal, but that does not mean anything, right? It means absolutely nothing. If you make that switch to center and say it doesn't go as planned, right? And you struggle at times, they're going to kick you to the curb because you're over that age. And then that's the last thing you have on tape then going into the market. And that hurts you. That you have no time then to adjust, you know what I mean? There's no adjustment period for you as a player to kind of work into that position. There's no normally if you're making a major position change like that, you would expect the guy of his quality and experience, by probably towards, I don't know what you think, Tausch, but I think probably by week, I would say probably 7, 8, 9, he's going to be humming really good with it. I'm not saying he's going to make mistakes or anything, but where he's comfortable, where he feels really good, it's probably mid-season with that thing. But there's chances that Green Bay sees that as a negative, right? That he should have been from week one dialed in, and when there's no more guaranteed money left on the table, they're we can't have that for another year. He's over 32. Let's bring in someone else, and he's done then. And that is a difficult place for a guy. Now he's going into the market, and teams are well, what are you? Are you a center? Are you a guard? What do we look at you as? And he just wants probably a little protect.
What would you do if you're Elton? Would you just sit here until you get – because there are some on Packers Twitter that I think bring up good points saying, well, he's also getting paid left guard money, good money. He would be paid a really high-end center, at least – if he gets the next 2 years without any guarantees, maybe just do that. What would you do if you were Elgton Jenkins?
Let me just interject before you answer, Brian, because I feel pretty good about my sourcing too. I don't think he's looking for this blockbuster, huge 4-year extension. I think he would be happy if they guaranteed a meaningful portion on his contract, because Brian, 1,000,000% right, those 2 years are not worth the paper they're printed on. He's going to get paid his salary this year, I would think. Okay? But look, I was there for Josh Sitton, and I know that was a different deal. And Elgton Jenkins was proclaimed to be, quote, an all-pro center by the GM. So I'm not saying that he's not going to be their center this year. But stuff happens. And after this year, you could say, well, you know what? We're going to move Zach Tom to center. We're going to play Belton at right tackle. And we're going to get rid of Elgton because he's got a $24 million cap number for 2026.
And he's old.
So, and he's going to be 30 on the day after Christmas. So all I think he wants is of that, whatever it is, $34 million.
It's a bad birthday. Day after
Devontae
Christmas.
Adams is Christmas Eve, I think, and Elton's the day after Christmas. All I think he wants is some of that money that's left guaranteed, so he knows he's going to be here the next 2 years. I don't think that's an unfair ask. I just don't.
Agree.
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair ask. To be honest with you, if you're going to move him positions and make him your center, I think that's a fair ask. At the least, give him 2 years then, right, to let him work into that position, let him make that his own. And then if you want to move on from him after 2 years, that's great. You know what I'm saying? Then move on from him, and then at least give him an opportunity then to show the rest of the league that he can play that position. Right? Like, and it's not, this isn't a charity case. He's going to go out and play good football for you. Like, he really is. Elton's a really good player. Like, and he's going to play center at a high level. Like I've said before, I've said it to you guys, I've said it to Homer. He has played next to really high IQ football players. He played next to Corey for a long time, one of the better centers I've ever been around. He played next to Dave, a very high IQ left tackle in this offense. So he's heard every single call you could even imagine in this offense. He's seen every adjustment from a tackle's point of view, from a center's point of view. He knows this scheme. So, like, he gets it. He can make every call. You just got to give him some time to do it. And that doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in a week. It doesn't happen in 2 weeks. Like, things are different in a game, right? When you have a shade lined up over you, things are a little bit different, right? Like, it's a little bit different than seeing it on tape. Yeah, it happens a little bit quicker. So you got to give a guy a little bit of time to make that adjustment. So, like, that's what kind of what Jason's saying. That's what Tausch saying. That's like what I'm saying. Like, if you guarantee him that contract, like the rest of this thing, or at least a fairly big portion of this, I mean, you give him a lot of comfort that he can go out there and do this thing and you know, feel like he can go do his job properly. He can cut it loose. That's the way I feel about it.
Yeah, you know what, Blue? It's pretty simple. You got this 2 years. Add a year to spread it out. If you want to add to a fourth year, you're probably going to bring the average base salary down. Guarantee 50, 60% of it. So you got 2 years. You get an out after 3. Elton's happy. Your player's happy. If you're Elton Jenkins, are you taking a snap at training camp until you get something done?
I don't think.
All right.
If I'm him, okay, so we look at it this way, right? Like, if I'm him, and, like, I'm not advising him, obviously, like, that, I mean, because they made these moves in the offseason dependent on him moving to center. Like, that was dependent on him playing that position. So you go get Banks, you draft Belton, you do all these things dependent on this guy who knows this scheme, who's very versatile, kicking inside. If you no longer have this guy kicking inside that knows this offense and can do these things, that causes a big issue up front. So it's better off that they just get something done with him, make everything kosher with him, and make him feel like he can go out and do his job and he's comfortable and they can just cut it loose. Like, we've all said it, he's not asking for a mega deal. That's not what I think he wants. I don't think that's what he's looking for.
Jason?
And, like, you said it.
He does. Like, he doesn't. And to Brian's point, I want to let Brian finish. If I'm him, this is the only little. You guys know this. You played in the league. Your leverage sucks. The only thing you guys have is to withhold your services. And what better time to withhold your services than when this team predicated its entire offensive line plan on you moving positions to center. So this is the only time you have some measure of leverage. And by the way, the Packers can help themselves by converting that money and create more cap space and spreading out the charge.
You don't want 4 disgruntled offensive linemen with 1 happy Banks.
No. That's
laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah, like, just think about that for a second. Like, I've never even thought about that for, like, I can never, like, put myself in an O-line room with Campy, or even when I was with Steno, like, where 4 out of the 5 guys were agitated about their contract.
Can you imagine City and TJ?
Oh my
and David? Oh my God!
All mad about their contracts at once. Like,
they're mad when they're the highest paid guys in the league.
Yeah, they're still not happy about their They're still not happy about their contracts at that point in time. Like, so, like, guys, like, upset at once. Like, I don't know, like, that tension in that room, even though, like, the O-line room is great, like, it is, but, like, listen, man, at the end of the day, like, this thing is a business. It is a business, and tensions do rise when, like, you start to get criticized heavily, and the criticism, it gets taken upstairs too, and upstairs makes those business decisions. Like you're better off just like settling, putting some of these fires out, and when you can, and do it now and get it over with, and smooth things out with the veteran guys. Just like get it done, and everyone's happy.
So put a bow on this. I think what we're all saying here is a little clip from Rounders when old KGB is sitting there, and when we're talking about Elton Jenkins, it's pretty simple. Pay that man his monies.
Yes. Yep.
And hope they get the cards you need on the flop. All right, Brian, we kept you way too long. You're the best, buddy. Thanks. We'll see you in a little bit next week.
Take care.
That is Brian Bulaga. Brian Bulaga, we raise a Coors Light to you, don't we, Tausch?
We do. Coors Light, brewed with that 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and cold package, so it's made to chill. And you guys know it's out in Golden, Colorado. I say it every time we talk. I think that's going to be an L. I think it's going to be an L for Packer fans, but you could turn that L when we go out to Denver and the Broncos end up beating Green Bay. You can turn it into a W by going out to Golden, Colorado, and getting yourself a Coors Light at that beautiful factory. You get what I'm saying? Have a Coors Light. Coors Brewing Company. Colorado.
Take a beat or a beating from the Broncos, and then have a Coors Light.
This is the latest start ever to a 10 o'clock hour.
It's a new league record. We'll start the 10 o'clock hour around 10:25. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Ever notice how wine enthusiasts often speak a completely different language? And while that language may technically be English, to most people it's anything but. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where we stock over 8,000 varieties of wine and speak many dialects of wine English to help everyone, from the wine novice to the master sommelier. So if you need an expert recommendation for wine, or maybe you know what you want and simply need help locating it, our experienced staff has got your back. No matter the budget, occasion, or your level of wine expertise, Discount Liquor will make you feel at home. Discount Liquor, unmatched selection, everyday low prices, a helpful staff, and 2 convenient locations. In Milwaukee on 51st and Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow and Maine.
Discount Liquor.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
Take your yard to the next level with Masterforce Outdoor Power Equipment, available at Menards. Own the outdoors with Masterforce 80-volt power equipment, delivering all the power of gas without the maintenance. From lawnmowers to leaf blowers, string trimmers, and more. Find everything you need to create the lawn of your dreams with Masterforce Outdoor Power Equipment at Menards. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
This is Brian Bulaga. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN.
94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Sooner or later, indeed, We got some catching up to do, so my apologies. But we're going to go quick here a couple times. A little no-huddle offense to
Mike
get
McCarthy or Jason Wilde?
the paid bills.
Very
I'll
frustrating.
Brian Bulaga is great, and I want people to get to hear him. And if that means robbing Peter to pay Paul, for those of you who've heard that saying, and maybe aren't familiar with which apostle is robbing from which one.
The Dodgers are paying both.
I'm willing to. You like that line?
I do. Yeah, I felt proud.
Yeah, I got news for you. The Leonardo DiCaprio line is
better.
literally a million times better than that one.
Also, by the way, there is a common denominator between Mike McCarthy's clock management and Jason Wilde's clock management, and that's Brian Bulaga.
It's all Bulaga's fault. Let's blame him.
And it's Mark Tauscher, actually, to some degree.
Yeah, also played for him as well. Be that as it
How'd
may.
you guys do? Hey, how'd you do with clock management when I was on my little hiatus?
A lot better.
Generally good, yeah.
Yeah,
generally good.
Are you serious?
Not perfect, but generally good.
But significantly better. Yeah.
Yep. Probably not as entertaining.
I'm sure that's what it is. Hey, sooner or later, let's go later briefly here. Because you just heard Jesse, if you're listening on ESPN Madison in his Sports Center, the last game of the season, Packers-Vikings at U.S. Bank Stadium. Tausch, like it, hate it, it is what it is.
It is what it is. You're going to play a divisional team. Obviously, Minnesota had a great season last year. That is a Natasha Bedingfield situation if I've ever seen one.
So can I make an argument?
That whole season? Yeah, go for it.
I wanted them, if I'm a Packers fan, earlier in the year when J.J. McCarthy. I understand, but I want
everyone by week 3.
I want
all the road
Lions
games piled in. Yeah.
I want the Lions. I want the Lions in week 1 as they're getting their new coordinators underway, and I want the Vikings in week 2 with their new starting quarterback who didn't even practice last year because he was on IR all year. I want J.J. McCarthy early in the season. Instead, I get J.J. McCarthy in the back half of the season.
And the Bears with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. Got to get them early.
Yeah, you want them early because they're just getting their feet wet.
I didn't say that.
Yeah. I want the Cowboys early because they got the new coach Shoddy
Philadelphia
down there.
Super Bowl hangover.
Gotta have the new coaches there early.
I'm gonna take this up with my representation, which of course is Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Are you being bullied at work? Are people not listening to you? Well, they're not going to help you with that. But if you've been seriously injured, they'll help you with that. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. Grubel offices, one call, that's all. I do want to talk more extensively about having so many division games in the final 7 weeks. 5 of their 7 games to end the season are all in the division. Is that good? Is that bad? Or is it what it is? I'll ask Tausch that next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
With the 23rd pick in the 2025 NFL Draft,
they actually did it.
For the first time since 2002,
the Green and Gold have drafted their next playmaker.
Matthew Golden, wide receiver, Texas.
Does Jordan Love now have his number 1 target?
Touchdown, Matthew Golden!
React to the pick right here. 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the new ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Your current car, soon to be your old car. A new car? Better start looking.
But you've got this, just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score and score monitoring on most new consumer checking accounts. Because when you know you need to make a big purchase, knowing your credit score puts you in the driver's seat. You've got this with free credit monitor from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Turn those hoop dreams into reality with Precision Sports, your one-stop shop in southeastern Wisconsin for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator basketball hoop systems, installation of new or old hoops, and completely customizable painted court lines. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
Beat the tariffs this month at Cunis. Get your tariff-free car, truck, or SUV before they're gone. All current in-stock new vehicles are not affected. Plus, take advantage of employee pricing and huge manufacturer discounts on select brands and models. Shop from over 2,800 cars, trucks, and SUVs group-wide from 18 new vehicle brands. Our loan experts will work to get you our best interest rate possible. And our Fresh Start financing program can help you get approved regardless of your credit. Plus, you're covered by our lifetime no-fear powertrain warranty, included with qualified new and pre-owned vehicle purchases. Visit your local Cunis dealership today for your tariff-free vehicle while they last. But don't wait, because once they're gone, they're gone. With over 30 locations across the Midwest, there's sure to be a Cunis location near you. Start your search online at shopcunis.com. That's shopkunes.com.
Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
A Brewers group outing is the best way to celebrate any special occasion. Whether it's a birthday party, anniversary, or bachelor party, baseball is better with a group. Grab your crew of just 15 or more for an event you won't forget. Brewers account reps make your day at the ballpark a breeze. Plus, get set up with customizable tailgate spaces, seating blocks in your favorite location at American Family Field, and much more. Start planning your group outing now at brewers.com/groups.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
The Packers' final 7 games of the 2025 NFL season. Home against the Vikings on Sunday, November 23rd. At Detroit on Thanksgiving, November 27th. Home against the Chicago Bears on Sunday, December 7th. At Denver in a game that Tausch is betting the house at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. The Packers are going to lose. It's a lock. On Sunday, December 14th.
Andrew Lock.
No.
No?
At Chicago on Saturday, December 20th. Home against the Baltimore Ravens on Saturday, December 27th or Sunday, December 28th. And then at Minnesota on Saturday, January 3rd or Sunday, January 4th to close the season. That, count them, 7 games, 5 of them against NFC North opponents and 2 against AFC teams. Tausch, as a player, would you like that? Your destiny in the division is in your own hands? Or is that weighted a little heavily toward division games? We all know they like to finish with division games in the last week. but 5 of the last 7 after playing your first division game in the opener. How do you view that?
Yeah, it is, I think it is what it is, and you know that you're going to play the end of the season. The last game is going to be against the divisional team. That's always baked into the cake. I thought the interesting part was the Bears 2 games in 13 days.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting to me. I actually, on Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ this morning, thought Eric Bilstead brought up a good point. Why not do a home and home where you do it back-to-back? You do a Sunday, Thursday within the division. Short travel. You don't have to prep as much.
Mm-hmm.
I love the idea. If you're going to do that, just do it. Rip it off and let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Bang, bang. You have to win division games. And I think from Green Bay's standpoint, there is no way, if they have any hope of being a much better team, you can't go 1-5 in the division. Can't do it. Won't happen this year. I think realistically, if you go 4-2 in division games, you're going to feel really good. And 3-3, I think, is about the, obviously that's the mid-water mark. It's going to be the end of that season. The end of that season, you got your soft underbelly, and then whatever the opposite of that is, that's what that last 5-6 game stretch is. It is going to be rough sledding. You better have your big boy pants on, because those games are going to be physical, and you better be ready to go. And I think a big part of this makeover that the Green Bay Packers had up front is going to be 4 games like that end of the season. That's why you bring in the bank season. You get bigger and stronger, is because you're playing the Baltimores, you're having that battle. That's what you need to end up looking at.
Yeah. It will be a destiny in your own hands scenario. There's no 2 ways about it. And you're right. If you are the team that you want to believe you are, you got to win your division games. Mike McCarthy, during your playing career and after you were done, always emphasized, first, we get to 10 wins, right? 'Cause you're going to make the playoffs if you get 10 wins. Second, you win your division. That guarantees you at least a home game. If not, then the number 1 seed and getting a bye. But you got to win your division games. And the fact that they were Carl Brooks's middle finger away from being 0-6 in the division is crazy to me. And it makes me ask myself, did I overestimate them? Did I underestimate the division? Did they get fat and happy off of a crappy non-division schedule against not very good AFC South teams? And in the old saying about it's not who you play, but it's when you play them, were they fortunate in when they played the NFC West teams that they did? I don't know. But
I'll tell you what. We all, and I am guilty as charged, completely underestimated the Minnesota Vikings last year and Kevin O'Connell. Even with a young quarterback, I will not make that mistake again.
I don't want you to make other mistakes as well. And one of the mistakes you could make.
What do you think the Bears are going to be? What do you think about the Bears?
I don't. Ben Johnson rubbed me the wrong way with his, he doesn't even deserve the fake Kay Adams laugh for his awkward, weird shot at LaFleur.
Do we ever say they rubbed you the right way? Is that a saying that can go the other way or not? You know what? He rubbed me the right way.
I would avoid that.
Yeah, just curious. You always hear people say, boy, that rubbed me the wrong way. Do you ever hear people say, you know what? That really rubbed me the right way?
No, you don't say that.
Only Justin Tucker.
Whoa!
Wo Nelly!
Okay.
Dang.
Let's move on from that.
What the?
Wo Nelly!
Wow.
Nothing? I get nothing for that? It's not DiCaprio, but it was pretty good. No? Okay. Let's move on. Jesse won't even stand up. It's so bad. All right. Let's shift gears. And let's talk about the Steinhoffels Memorial Day mattress sale.
Interesting. You went again. You said allegedly. I'm sure because
allegedly,
you're a smart,
allegedly,
wise man.
yeah, yes, allegedly.
Interesting. You went that way outside of the quarterback of the Browns. Like I would think that's the road you'd have went down.
This one's more timely.
Longer.
Yeah, this one's.
Yeah, I don't know about that. One guy's not even in the league anymore. JT Deuces B ain't even in the league no more.
Hall of Famer.
I don't think this might. I don't know. That's a whole nother. That's a August conversation topic. That rubbed me the wrong way. I'll tell you that. That Jason saying that rubbed me the wrong way. It did.
In fairness, I am not the one who asked. Is it ever appropriate to say that rubbed me the right way?
Did you think about that one before you asked it? Like, did you know what you were doing there?
I asked
He did.
because typically
he did.
There is a action and a reaction when you have these sayings. Like, nobody ever. There's something else that goes with. And people say this all the time, and I never hear anybody say, "Yeah, that really that tickled me." You hear that all the time. Well, that tickled me. But you never hear anybody say, "Well, that really rubbed me the right way."
So Dave in the YouTube comments is going to save us here. Rub me the right way equals tickled my fancy.
Okay.
And people do say that tickled my fancy.
I do. It's a fun little quote too.
Yeah. When's the last time you said that tickled my fancy?
Well, you never say anything funny. Otherwise, I would say that.
Tausch and I are calling a baseball game tonight. That's going to tickle my fancy when Tausch and I are calling that game if it doesn't rain. Yeah.
I ain't going to lie to you. I'm going to make sure I'm sitting in a different booth then, if that's the case. I don't want
It's
any fancy
Steinhoffel's
tickling.
Memorial Day mattress sale going on right now. Save up to $900 on select adjustable base sets, plus get up to $300 in Steinhoffel's cash. And take advantage of Steinhoffel's special 60-month financing. Get a Queen Tempur-Pedic mattress for only $48 a month, or a Beauty Rest Black mattress for only $36 per month. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com. We'll see if we say anything that tickles your fancy, or maybe it rubs you the wrong way. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. To book your next tee time, call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the Bog.
Make plans to stop by Third Ward Beer Garden at Catalano Square. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden, the perfect spot to meet up with friends in the Third Ward. Open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden.
Mark Tausch here for Kohler Services. Well, if you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now's the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer, providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and no interest financing for 12 months. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote, with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Nestled along the shores of Lake Michigan, the Knickerbocker Hotel offers a timeless escape in the heart of Milwaukee. Immerse yourself in the rich history of this iconic landmark where charm meets modern luxury. Picture yourself enjoying breathtaking lake views, luxurious rooms, and dining at one of the finest restaurants in the city. Whether you're visiting for a weekend getaway or a special occasion, the Knickerbocker promises an unforgettable experience. Your perfect stay awaits at the Knickerbocker Hotel. For more information and to book your next stay, visit knickerbockeronthelake.com.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years from their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee. Their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
The best day for great deals on everything for summer is one day, as in the Macy's One Day Sale. Find the best prices of the month on summer essentials, from men's tees from Champion and more for $12.99 to $500 off diamond studs, now just $199.99. Even 5-piece luggage sets for your next getaway, now $69.99, less than a cab to the airport. And you can earn rewards faster during Star Money bonus days. It's a day unlike any other. The Macy's One Day Sale tomorrow. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
If you need to hire, you know it takes time. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You simply pick a time and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day.
Try Zip Intro for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
We'll play Take It to the Bank coming up, but as I strive to get back on the clock, using all my timeouts here in the third quarter, Tausch, you admitted, and it takes a big man to admit when he's wrong, and you are definitely a big man, that you underestimated the Vikings.
I did.
So how are you estimating the Vikings with J.J. McCarthy at quarterback? Because he's not only a first-year starter, but it's not like he had his rookie season to sit behind Sam Darnold and practice every day. He was on IR, and I think it's important to point out, when you're on IR, you are not allowed to practice. You can't. So he didn't even practice all last offseason, and in the season. He got hurt in training camp. So he had the offseason program, very little training camp, no regular season practicing at all. What is a realistic expectation for them with that weaponry, but with an inexperienced first-year starting quarterback?
Pain.
What are you, Mr. T in Rocky III?
I don't have the chains. That's the great unknown. And that's why this is such a fun league and such a fun division, because we have ideas on what things are going to look like. I think Minnesota, with O'Connell, I give him a lot of credit. I think he's a really good coach.
Mm-hmm.
He pulled stuff out of Sam Darnold that I don't think Sam Darnold knew he could. And I would bet you're not going to see that same success in Seattle. I could be wrong, but that would be my wager. J.J. McCarthy, I watched him enough at Michigan to know I don't think you can bank on him being some star, especially early in a season when he hasn't gotten much work. He is going to be Alan Thick in it. There's going to be growing pains on growing pains. So to your point on, well, it'd be great to play them in the beginning of the season. Let's get everybody. Let's stagger it so we can play Tuesday, and then we'll play Saturday, and then we'll play Tuesday again. Get a bunch of games against these teams that aren't quite built right away to play. Yes, it would have been fun. You're either going to see J.J. McCarthy grow and get into position where he's, hey, this young player is the guy, or Minnesota's going to be making a move, or their season has spiraled out of control. Those are your three options by the time Green Bay plays them in November. So Minnesota, that growing pains that you want to take advantage of when you're on the other side of it, a la you wanted to play Jordan Love and the Packers early in 23, not late. I can see a path that the Minnesota Vikings are eerily similar to that first season of Jordan Love as a starting quarterback, and I hope that is not the case, but it very well could be.
Tausch, I shared the good news with you the other day that our schedule permits for one of the rites of summer, Wilde and Tausch, with both of us in attendance at the AmFam Championship, and it's all new at a new location.
It is the American Family Insurance Championship returns to Madison with 2 new exciting changes this year. Wisconsin's own Steve Stricker hosts the PGA Tour Champions event June 6th through the 8th, which I believe is when Jason and I, and Lord knows if there's food, Jesse will be out on the course. If not,
I'll be there.
In the Everlight Solar Studio. At its new home, this is one of the new things, TPC Wisconsin. The AmFam Champ also debuts a new team competition this year. 2-person teams. Something the Champions Tour is going to be a fun new deal out at TPC Wisconsin. Compete in best ball and scramble formats. The American Family Insurance Championship, June 6th through the 8th. The Wilde and Tausch crew will be there on the 6th. Get details and ticket information at amfamchampionship.com.
We'll play a game of
That is right around the corner, man.
It is coming up fast. It's coming up fast.
Where does this time go?
The NFL comes at you fast,
huh?
and so does Wilde and Tausch. A game of Take It to the Bank is next. Presented by Associated Bank. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Bucks. This is the
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on May 20th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Baltimore Orioles.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in May 20th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
Save big on your landscaping project at Menards. We're your destination for concrete landscaping blocks. Whether you're installing a patio or adding a new retaining wall, we have the largest in-stock selection ready to take home today. Plus, get free estimates fast using our landscape design program in store or on Menards.com. Save big on landscape blocks when you shop at Menards. And check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
At Potawatomi, where ways to win are endless, another chance to capture epic cash and prizes comes Friday, June 27th. It's the season finale blockbuster drawings. Watch your entries from Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless Bounty come together for drawings where $300,000 in cash and prizes is there for the taking. Be there to win your share. June 27th only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 years old to play.
It's WTMJ's Brandon Snide for Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. With summer just around the corner, Wisconsin Harley-Davidson is gearing up for another year of riding adventures. Join them May 17th for their annual Bikes, Blessings, and the VFW. Start the summer off with a bike blessing on May 24th. Their annual honor celebration is happening with a ride to Wisconsin Memorial Park to place flags to honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice. Both events will have live music, food, and so much more. For more information, go to WISHD.com or follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
From on the court to in the classroom and in the community, the Champions for Literacy celebration with Dwayne Wade and Travis Diener will be an evening you don't want to miss. It's a party with a purpose. Hang out with stars and friends and make an impact by raising funds for literacy, setting kids on a path towards college and beyond. Join Wade and Diener on June 27th at the Garage at the Harley-Davidson Museum. Get tickets and full event information right now at wadevsdiener.givesmart.com. That's wadevsdiener.givesmart.com.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a star-studded group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 6th through the 8th with an exciting team competition and a new tournament home at TPC Wisconsin. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Megan Maroney with special guest Clint Black on Friday, June 6th at Bree Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Time to play a little Take It to the Bank, presented by Associated Bank.
This round of Take It to the Bank, presented by Associated Bank, is all about the Green Bay Packers schedule, guys. Take it to the bank. The game against the Lions week 1 means more for the Packers than the game against the Lions in week 13 on Thanksgiving Day.
It just means more.
Tausch, you want to take that to the bank? Week 1 means more than week 13?
Yes, I do. And I will take it to the bank because this group has struggled against Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions, and Detroit has conquered the North 2 straight years. Green Bay has beaten the Detroit Lions only once in that time frame. And they are, which sounds crazy for someone, I mean, I think there was a 30-year stretch that Detroit couldn't win at Lambeau. This ain't your papa's Detroit Lions. To set a tone for what you're trying to do this season, I think that first game is big. Psychology plays a huge part in sports. We all know that. At some point, you're going to sit here and say, man, I don't know if we can beat these guys. You need to stop that right now and get it moving in the right direction. And whatever day, what day is the opener? September 7th?
7th, yes.
Hey, I got that right. September 7th needs to be that day with Romo and Nancy calling it up.
Nancy. All right. I agree with Tausch on this one. Although, check back, and some have done pirated versions of it. I do think this is going to be obvious. I'm going to no blank. But Thanksgiving's going to be huge, too. And that, to me, is going to be a bigger challenge because those coordinators will have settled into their roles. Obviously, the game's also on the road. But now we're starting to get into that 7-game stretch with 5 division games. You're going to want to get off to a good start to that stretch, and you would love nothing more than to sweep the Lions in the season series after they've swept you now the last couple of years. Next.
Take it to the bank, presented by Associated Bank. The finale at Minnesota will not have playoff implications for the Minnesota Vikings. You want to take that to the bank, Tausch?
Ooh. Didn't I just tell you?
You did.
That I am not going to underestimate them again?
Yeah, but Jesse wants you to anyway. It's better for the show.
I also wrote the question well before you said that.
I was just going to say, but with that said, I do believe that the Green Bay Packers will have the division wrapped up by then, and I think Minnesota will have a 7 seed wrapped up by then. So I'm kind of hedging there a little bit, but no, I don't think the playoff implications will be heavy in that game.
So you got 3 NFC North teams making the playoffs again? Or do you think the Detroit Lions are going to miss the postseason?
Maybe I don't have Detroit making it. We shall see.
I think that is going to have major playoff implications. Major. In fact, the loser may miss the playoffs. How do you like them apples?
That's real clicky to me.
Whatever you say, Homer.
Well, you already got Green Bay winning 11 games. Like, they're in the playoffs.
You've got... No, first of all, I've got them winning 10. Secondly, you just announced that by then the Packers will have already won the division.
Yeah.
Okay, Jim. What's next?
Last one, and take it to the bank, presented by Associated Bank. And now for this one, you got to know all the road games. So I'm going to put the schedule back up here for you guys on YouTube.
Thank you for your service.
UCF
at Denver.
Denver!
Yeah, Denver's a tough one. Besides that, at least 6 wins for the Packers on the road in the 2025 season. That road schedule is of 9 games. Cleveland, Dallas, Arizona, Pittsburgh, the New York Giants, Detroit, Denver, Chicago, Minnesota. Not exactly a murderer's row of opponents on the road. Do you see 6 wins there for the Packers on the road, Tausch?
Cleveland is going to be tougher than Dallas. I think those are 2.
Mark that
Arizona's
tape.
going to... I don't think Arizona. I think Pittsburgh could beat us. The Giants are not beating us. So that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 is a lot, bruh. 6 is a lot. I don't think you're going to have... I think you're going to be a 5-4. Listen, Ron Wolf, Mike Holmgren, Mike Sherman, all of the coaches, GMs, sweep your home games, split on the road, get a high seed, chase a championship. That's your formula. I think they go 5-4 on the road.
5-4 on the road, 5-3 at home, 10-7 is where the Packers finish. That is also where we finish. Take it to the bank, presented by Associated Bank, and whether Elton Jenkins is taking it to the bank with a guarantee inserted into his contract, or whether one of those 3 soon-to-be free agents on the offensive line take it to another town, they can still take it to the bank with Associated Bank. And they've got the best customer service working on their side. Early pay, up to 2 days early, access to your direct deposit from your employer. Credit monitoring, making sure that your credit score is where it needs to be. And, of course, fraud protection as well. They've got everything you need to feel comfortable and safe with your bank. Go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Take your game to the next level with Vortex Golf. This employee-owned brand out of Wisconsin brings you premium rangefinders like the Blade, Blade Slope, and the Anarch, packed with features like image stabilization, pin spotter mode, and rock-solid accuracy. Backed by a legendary no-questions-asked VIP lifetime warranty and unmatched customer service, Vortex has you covered. Ready to upgrade your gear? Visit maplehillgolf.com and search Vortex to see the full lineup. Vortex Golf, you can bet on it.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
According to American writer H.L. Mencken, a well-stocked bar can create over 17 billion different cocktails. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. I don't know if 17 billion is accurate or not, but I do know that Discount Liquor is the place to find everything you need to be well-stocked for any occasion. Discount Liquor is Wisconsin's home to over 2,000 varieties of beer, 3,500 types of liquor, and over 8,000 wines. Our unparalleled selection is rivaled only by our incredible savings and everyday low prices. And we know how to take care of our customers, no matter the occasion. In fact, Discount Liquor has won numerous national and local awards. Visit Discount Liquor at our Milwaukee or Waukesha locations. Family owned and operated since 1960.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
In Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Main and Barstow. Check out our specials at discountliquorinc.com.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tausch here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Of Wilde and Tausch begins now. Now, let me start by saying that I'm an old man. I get it. I mean, I feel young, like Tausch said, until, he's getting his brakes beat in by a 28-year-old on the golf course. But I feel young.
Oh, the dude was a four handicap too.
What are you?
16.
So I'm not young.
Why are you grinning like that when you say 16? Sounds like you're lying when you do. I'm a 16. I got away with it.
They didn't even question me on it.
It's
so yesterday and look, all the
pulling thread.
A bunch of the teams do this. Okay. The schedule release video from their social media teams. It's become a thing. The Los Angeles Chargers seem to be among the top teams at that because they got to sell tickets because mostly opposing fans come to their stadium.
The Chargers and Titans have dominated.
Titans, you took it right away. That's the other one. They have a history of being good.
JSC. Great job, JSC.
Thank you, Tausch.
The Packers. They had Josh Jacobs having some sort of, I think they called it a fever dream. It felt to me like what I imagine an ayahuasca trip would be like. I'm very confused by this. Jesse, am I the only one? I know Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, but again, they're not the Gen Z target audience either. Am I just over the hill? Did I just miss something, or was it flat out weird?
So that's what I thought too. because I thought this was a reference. Like a lot of the themes this year, they did either reenactments of like TV shows or Minecraft was a popular
Minecraft
one.
was big. Yep.
There were a couple of things that I'm familiar with. There are a couple of things that I'm not. And I thought, okay, like I didn't get the reference, so let me go check.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find anywhere on any social media what the reference was. Like, I don't think it was a reenactment of a TV show or anything. I think it was just an original idea that was all over the place. And
disorienting.
A lot of the feedback on it was, well, it was certainly unique. But I saw a comment, how are we always so bad at this every year? Like, it can't be that hard to just come up with a theme. Like, I forgot who did Mario Kart. And just I think it was the Falcons. They just said, okay, so, like, select Bijan Robinson. And Ludacris was the little starting guy. And it was 3, 2, 1, go. And then he's bouncing off all the different opponents. Like, that's an easy theme. It's gonna recur. Like, I don't know why this is so hard for them to get this right, to just have something that appeals to the majority of the fan base that everybody understands.
Well, maybe it appealed to a lot of people. I'm not here to cast aspersions on them. I just didn't get it. So maybe that's a me problem. That's not a them problem. But it was weird to me. But again, I'm not the target demographic. Now, the one that I like the best, because in part, I covered him in the Eastern Conference Finals, and he shut me down on one of my questions to him, was Allen Iverson being in the Buffalo Bills one, where Josh Allen tells Bean, not Billy Bean, something else Bean, that, hey, we should use AI. And he doesn't know what AI is, so he uses Allen Iverson instead of an AI video, artificial intelligence. I like that one. You mentioned the Titans. They did one that was like a send-up of one of those drug commercials, the pharmaceutical ads.
That was funny.
One worked.
That was good.
Right? And the Chargers had another good one. They used Minecraft as well. So I don't want to hate on it just because I didn't get it, because maybe that's me. But I found it to be weird and hard to understand. That's all. Tausch, you didn't even see it, did you?
I didn't, no. I didn't. I figured if it was really good, I would have seen it on Twitter /X, and it would have went viral, as the kids say, and it sounds as if it did not. Listen, just try stuff out. Sometimes you're going to hit home runs. Sometimes you're going to fail miserably. I like that you're at least going out there and trying it. I don't care. I don't need you to be the best social media team. I need you to be the best team. This is my Jason Wilde. Yep.
It is kind of funny and, I don't know, ironic maybe, how the best teams at schedule releases are traditionally some of the most underachieving teams.
Uh-huh.
Like the Chargers and the Titans and the Falcons. Like the teams that are really good teams don't do very great
Don't
schedule
put out
releases.
a release of someone arresting Tyreek Hill and then pulling it back. Like, you planned and prepped this for months. Own it. Let it ride.
They apologized.
Don't sit there and then. No, you don't need to.
Drew Rosenhaus reached out to Adam Schefter again to let him know that the Colts had apologized.
They also said Jaden Reed wants more catches.
They issued a statement that said their schedule release. This is the Colts, I believe, right? Their schedule release violated some terms with Microsoft, and also had something offensive about Tyreek Hill. We decided that wasn't a good idea.
Well,
by the way,
the Colts are going to implode. And I don't usually say this just based off of an internet video. It tells you what that organization, you got a rudderless ship there. The ship is rudderless.
That
owner, thing is going to implode.
The owner is.
And I'm
going to
make a bold statement here. I think they're going to bring Pat McAfee in to run their operation.
Oh, my God.
It's a prediction.
It is a prediction. I predict that today's trivia contestant.
Tony Baselli took over the Jags. Pat McAfee is incredibly tight with Irsay. The place needs to be reset. Pat McAfee to take over the football ops in Indy. Who says no?
Indy.
Maybe. You know they hired Jeff Saturday from ESPN, right?
They did do that. Yeah, interim
They
coach.
did. How'd that go?
Jason?
I do. Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
They won a few
Not
games.
much different than what they're doing now.
Yeah, not great. All right, we need to play some trivia so someone can put themselves in position to have a chance to win a Vortex Golf rangefinder. Jesse, what's today's category? I have to step away for trivia.
Have you guys seen those cute kid videos? No, I just text our social media queen.
Dude, you asked
need
this
one of those.
yesterday.
I know.
You
I love
literally
it.
asked it yesterday.
Literally. Yeah, they're awesome. Like, it is awesome.
I'm glad you
content
like
on
them.
the web.
I'm glad
You don't like them? You
I
don't
do.
like them.
I actually enjoy them too. I don't know why you're
They're
bringing it
fun.
up for the second
Why
consecutive
on
day.
earth? Why I'm bringing it up? Why would the Packers social media team not do that?
That would have been a great one. Would have been great. Also, maybe something using Wicked as the theme, because that was a very popular film.
Get off your
that you
Wicked
could
horse.
that
Nobody
you could
cares
watch on Peacock.
About some
when
witches
Tausch signs up
from
for it.
Kansas. Nobody is interested in your Kansas witches, okay?
Jesse, what's today's trivia
Boy,
category?
it'd be great what if they got cats? What if they played cats? You're always trying to Broadway everything up. What can we do to broadify things?
Hakuna
That's what you want to
Matata.
do.
Would have been better than what they did.
Yeah?
Jesse?
Clear your Packers schedule is today's trivia category. Glad you asked, Jason. Clear your Packers
Real
schedule.
creative.
Questions about the Green Bay Packers schedule.
I swore NHL playoffs was Thursday.
I said it was going to be, but I forgot it was scheduled release. We'll do NHL tomorrow. Caller 18.
No,
18 for the 18-game schedule. Caller 18.
844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. There's 18 weeks. Would you stop?
17 games.
Stop talking.
It's fun.
Want to
I
remind
want to see Jesse get all rattled.
You need to go to the App Store and get yourself the brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. A customizable homepage, easier and quicker live listening. Your at the touch of a fingertip. It's the ESPN Wisconsin app. Find it in both the Apple and Android app stores today. Trivia is next with Jesse and Tausch. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. The 2015 Wisconsin men's hoops team gave us all a march to remember.
There will be no undefeated champion on Wisconsin with an unbelievable stretch drive to the championship game.
On June 26th, enjoy an intimate celebration with the stars of the run with Made 'em Believe. Presented by M3 Insurance. World-class expertise and individual attention. Tickets are on sale now at uwhoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Truck drivers, the job you have today might not be the one you want tomorrow, and that's okay. At Schneider, our transfer team is here to help you if you decide the job you picked isn't the right fit, or if you come across life changes that require a different schedule or home time. Last year, nearly 2,000 Schneider drivers transferred to different opportunities at the company that better met their lifestyle. Find the driving job that fits yours and your family's needs. Apply now at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
It's WTMJ's Brandon Snye with Leslie Smith and new general manager from Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, Craig Broke. Guys, thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks, Brandon.
Nice to be here.
Now, if people are out there, the sun is getting warmer, the temperatures are rising, and they want to start your next adventure of riding, Craig, what can you tell me about what that dealership out in Wisconsin Harley-Davidson in Oconomowoc has to offer?
Well, when you purchase any new 2024 or 2025 Street Glide or Road Glide Harley-Davidson motorcycle and pick up your Super Promo, you choose from a free install of a Stage 1 upgrade, a day tripper, or slip-on exhaust. There's no better way to start your riding season with your bike today to hit the open road just the way you imagined.
Sounds like a fantastic offer. Now, after the purchase is made and you go and you take advantage of this incredible offer, Leslie, there's lots of events that Wisconsin Harley-Davidson has cooking up. Let's begin with May 17th.
Yes, May 17th is our Bikes, Blessings, and the VFW. So you ride with us from New Berlin. It's the VFW post in New Berlin, 5716. It's a bike blessing benefiting the VFW. A day of riding provided by the Rock River chapter, food, live music, and there's just so much more that we have to offer at the dealership. Can't make the ride? Stop on by for individual bike blessings provided by the Christian Motorcycle Association.
That sounds like a fantastic event. Again, that's May 17th. But, Leslie, the fun doesn't stop on May 17th. What do you got coming up exactly a week after that?
Yes. So our fun, I love doing this ride, our annual honor celebration. On May 24th, we have our annual honor celebration. Join us for a day of remembering and honoring our nation's heroes with a ride to Wisconsin Memorial Park, as well as a car and bike show, live music, food, local vendors, and us, of course. A great day for the whole family.
You had me, Leslie, at live music and food. Again, that's at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. Let them, Wisconsin Harley-Davidson of Oconomowoc, fill up your summer with riding adventures. For more information, go to wishd.com. That's wishd.com, or follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
Are you dreaming about summer in your backyard yet? Landworks handles projects of all sizes. From a cozy pocket patio lush with greenery to a grand outdoor hosting space and everything in between. Locally owned and operated, Landworks prides themselves on exceptional customer service and a personal approach to all of your landscaping needs. The Landworks team of experts will work closely with you, making your property shine all year. Experience the Landworks difference. Visit landworkswisconsin.com. That's landworkswisconsin.com.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch.
Wilde and Tausch back with you. In a stunning turn of events, Jason takes the trivia segment off today. Usually it's the other way around. You going to be okay covering for him here, Tausch?
What are you talking about?
Well, usually you know exactly what I'm talking about. Normally, you're the one who's
Wednesdays off. If you don't notice, Jason loves doing trivia, and I love answering and jumping in on the questions. So, come on.
Time now for Wilde and Tausch Trivia, and it's brought to you by Vortex Golf.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Vortex Golf. Rangefinders you can bet on.
One of the things that I think has been great about Vortex Golf being our new proud partner of Wilde and Tausch Trivia with this awesome prize pack, including a rangefinder and a Vortex Golf swag bag, is it's bringing back some of our greatest trivia contestants, including Jay in Pewaukee, today's trivia contestant for Wilde and Tausch Trivia presented by Vortex Golf. Jay, how you doing?
I'm good. Thank you.
Are you happy or not thrilled that Jason has decided to take this segment off while you play trivia?
I'm cool with him not on.
Yeah, not bad, Jay.
You know what?
Wo Nelly!
I think that was the wrong question to ask. All right, Jay in Pewaukee. The trivia category today is the Green Bay Packers schedule. Tausch, you have question number 1.
Okay, Jay, who did Tausch say is going to be the toughest road game? No, I'm just kidding. This is the 33rd consecutive season that the Green Bay Packers will be featured in which primetime television slot? Is it Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, or be it into Bears Day Night Football?
That first question started and then it canceled out. Was that the wrong question?
Well, if you answer both, Jesse might give you 2. You can answer both.
No,
and see
Jay, Tausch went off script and decided he was going to be clever and ask you something about what he said earlier in the show that has nothing to do with what the actual trivia question was. So, no.
That's fair.
Okay. So the question is, what the Packers' schedule is going to have that hasn't happened in 33 years, and what are the options again?
Monday night, Sunday night, or beating the Bears night?
A.
All right, we're good.
Got it.
That was an adventure. You threw him off by starting one question and then changing it, and then I don't think he fully interpreted the question correctly, but he ended up with the right answer. That's what matters.
Jesse, it's on me. I tried to get him. I wanted to see if Jay was listening when I said that the Denver Broncos road game is going to be the game I feel worst about the opportunity for the Packers to win. That's on me. My bad.
Thank you for playing the hits. Jay and Pewaukee, question number 2. I'll take this one, Tausch. You're good. Okay. With this year's Week 1 contest against the Lions, the Packers will have opened the season 3 of the last 4 years against a divisional opponent. Which team was the only non-divisional opponent the Packers opened the season facing in that 4-year stretch? Is it the New Orleans Saints, the Philadelphia Eagles, or the Indianapolis Colts?
Saints.
Sorry, Jay, it was last year, and that's why I thought this question, I thought at first this might be too easy, but then I thought, you know what? I think a lot of people forget the Eagles game in Brazil last year was the Packers opener. It was the Philadelphia Eagles
Tough
last
question.
year. Yeah, tough
Jesse,
one.
very tough question. But again, this Vortex golf package is the real deal.
Not for the
I don't
week.
mind that these questions are a little tougher. All right, Jay, last one. Let's get you a third entry here. Give you a good shot at that swag bag and that awesome rangefinder from Vortex. Which team did the Packers play in Week 18? The last time they played a regular season finale on the road. Is it the Bears, the Lions, or the Vikings?
Oh, shoot.
Tough question.
I think it was the Vikings.
You had it, Jay.
God, you had it.
You had it. It was right there.
You had it.
The Detroit Lions, in what many say...
That's like, you remember...
Yeah.
Remember those old Scantron tests back in college where, Jesse, you're probably too young.
No, I took the Scantron.
Where you
yeah.
fill out the little set and then you erase it and you're kind of like, I should have stuck with my first instinct, but then you ended up going over to C and it was wrong. That was, I think, you Scantron that one, Jay.
Yeah.
It was the Detroit Lions. I was there. Our tropical trip to Detroit in January of 2022 to culminate the 2021 season. And really the start of what became the up and up for the Detroit Lions was winning that football game against the Green Bay Packers. Jay only got one of our 3 questions right. That's the same as our first-time contestant Brennan did yesterday. The good news is all you need is one to have a chance at the Vortex prize pack. 2 entries of the possible 4. We will see how you fare in tomorrow's drawing. Thanks so much for playing. Thanks for tuning in as always.
Thank you. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Jay and Pewaukee.
Jay, I'll tell you what's nice about this. We got some cats that want this prize pack. Like there, you could tell Jay was frustrated with himself for only getting one. He knows it could be that one entry. It could be that one ping pong ball, the coin toss that went from the Mavs to the Bulls and got that extra ping pong ball that ends up getting a Cooper flag. It ends up getting a Vortex rangefinder. It's those one little thing that can be the difference in that, and that you can tell the intensity. This is the playoffs of Wilde and Tausch trivia.
It really is. It really is. A prize pack valued at triple digits, including this rangefinder from Vortex Golf. Pretty awesome. And we have a lot of strong competition in the running for it again this week here on Wilde and Tausch Trivia. So before Jason comes back next segment for Wo Nelly, I do want to promote ourselves for a second here, Tausch, because we have something fun planned for this evening. Now, there is some potential threat of severe weather in the forecast. So this is all kind of knock on wood. We hope this is all going to come to fruition. But tonight, you and I on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, scheduled for a 6 o'clock first pitch, the Cardinals strikeout cancer high school baseball game between Sun Prairie East and Middleton. You and I are scheduled for the play-by-play call. Oh, boy. Are you
it should. Am I prepared?
Yeah, are you prepared to call a baseball? Like, you've done Badger football, obviously.
For sure.
Like, are you ready for high school baseball with me?
Well, I don't know about with you, but I lobbied to work the Fort Myers Classic with Matt LePay down for college hoops. I think, obviously, my football knowledge base is probably low. There you go. Coors Light's flowing down there in Fort Myers. Yes, I have. I was at the Sun Prairie Middleton game on Tuesday, which was a thriller. Middleton was up 3-1. They ended up giving up 3 in the bottom of the 7th. Sun Prairie does a walk-off. You got both of the aces throwing. This is a big deal. The cancer game, it's such a cool thing that you have two big rivals. They're coming together. They alternate year in, year out to raise money. It's an awesome event for the community. It's a great baseball game every year. And we got both aces for both programs going tonight. It'll be a fun watch if the weather holds up.
The start time originally was set for 4:30. They pushed it back to 6 o'clock as of this morning. So 6 o'clock scheduled first pitch. You can watch that exclusively on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel tonight at 6. We're going to re-air it a couple of times on the radio in the coming weeks. So excited to bring that to you tonight. I'm excited for it. I don't know if Tausch is as excited as I am, but you're into the high school baseball scene in Sun Prairie. I think you're ready.
Don't be this guy that is like, oh, you excited too? Yeah, I'm excited. I'm there. I'm going. I'm fired up. Yes.
And rumor has it Pizza Hut might make an appearance, which is always a good thing for us.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm really excited.
Wo Nelly.
You know why? Because nobody out-pizzas the Hut.
That's right. No one out-pizzas the Hut. No one out-pizzas Jason Wilde. Well, no one. Pizza Hut out-pizzas Jason Wilde. Jason's coming back for Wo Nelly is what I'm trying to say, and that's going to happen next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
Carbless ready-to-drink cocktails are here for your flawless summer. Hey, it's Brad Nortman. Drinking Carbless and watching the crew is already a win, but now that combination is about to get a whole lot better. Carbless is offering you a sweet night at the ballpark. Your chance to win 14 tickets with food and drinks included to the July 26th game is just one shopping trip away. From now until the end of May, head to your local retailer and scan the QR code to register for your chance to win this amazing prize. A flawless summer night at the ballpark awaits.
Born in the heart of the earth, natural diamonds rise up like the notes of a song from the throat of Mother Nature.
Rick, that was positively poetic.
Mother Nature sings diamonds.
Sarah, wow, you can sing.
Born in the heart of a plasma chamber, created diamonds fall softly like snowflakes from the heart of a star.
A star that shines like true love.
Natural diamonds are earthborn.
Created diamonds are starborn.
Kessler's has the largest selection of natural diamonds in the state of Wisconsin. All the different sizes, all the fancy shapes.
Give her a fancy diamond.
We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
Bigger, brighter natural diamonds.
And financing that makes anything possible.
Kessler's is the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America.
Which means we can do anything we want to do.
For you.
Mother Nature sings diamonds. diamonds?
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
2 Wisconsin icons are teaming up on a reworked classic. Cousin Subs and U-Zingers are proud to introduce the all-new fried bologna sub, featuring U-Zingers fried bologna, bacon, American cheese, onions, pickles, mayo, and mustard on fresh-baked Italian bread. And that's not all. Pair your fried bologna with a creamy cupcake shake topped with whipped cream and rainbow sprinkles. Now that's a better combination. Order both in-store, online, or via the mobile app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
At Potawatomi, where ways to win are endless, another chance to capture epic cash and prizes comes Friday, June 27th. It's the season finale blockbuster drawings. Watch your entries from Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless Bounty come together for drawings where $300,000 in cash and prizes is there for the taking. Be there to win your share. June 27th only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 years old to play.
Show the world what your business is made of with 3 Tree Marketing.
So at 3 Tree, we're storytellers through merchandise. Every brand we work with has a unique story, and we're there to tell it using merchandise, display, appreciation, and gifting.
President Kevin Van Rossum knows that's important.
There's promo peddlers again, or tchotchke vendors, or whatever cliche people want to use. So we work with our client partners to become an extension of their team. We provide ideas, unique offerings that fit budget, timing, as well as messaging.
Check out why 3 Tree is the partner you need. 3treemarketing.com.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen. Explore stunning shores and historic landmarks and enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Jesse, I want to publicly apologize to you. I feel like all week long, well, except for yesterday when we did Whoa Joshy, and you were sitting in your comfortable chair for the remainder of the show because in Madison we'd obviously switched to the Brewers game. I feel like I've short shrifted Wo Nelly.
No.
So let's rectify. Yeah, and I know that there are some people
I
who
ain't
don't
gonna
like.
lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yesterday, we could have short shrifted the short shrift, and I think everybody had been happy. Just being honest.
I thought Joshy did a great job with you guys stepping in yesterday.
I think we put Joshy in a tough spot, is what I think.
We put Josh in a tough spot, but Jesse, listen, man, you can't BS people. It sucked. Like, let's not BS people. Okay. I like shooting straight.
Well, hey, I know I'm not getting Wally pipped by Josh anytime soon, so that's good.
Oh, burn, Joshy.
Well, let's shoot people straight here. We don't know if this will be good or bad, but we know that it's time for Wo Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for Wo Nelly on Wilde and Tausch.
All right, potentially a lot of ground to cover in Wo Nelly today. So, do you want to start? Because there's 2 things that have been lingering for at least 24 hours that I wanted to bring up with you guys. So,
that's a great word.
One is the trip to go get ice cream that Becca and I had on Monday evening.
I want the ice cream.
Okay.
Anything ice cream.
The other is Up North Joe related. I know you're a big fan of Up North Joe.
Let's make sure we get to
time for both.
Yeah,
all
last segment could be 30 seconds if necessary.
And off it is. All right. So.
And actually, I'd also like some bubbler talk because I could use a little more bubbler in the house. So we could do all 3.
Oh, I was just making a request of Tier 1 Tyler. During Whoa Tyler.
I haven't heard how golf went last night for Tier 1 Tyler, so I'm guessing that means it went poorly. And that's your bubbler update. All right, so Beck and I went to go get ice cream at a unsponsored ice cream place in Sun Prairie recently.
I thought they were all sponsored on our show.
No. This one's more of a chain place.
No chains.
Not a blue roof. Not a blue roof. Different primary color roof.
Hey,
I
guys. No chains. This is simple. That's where we're at.
Hey, thanks for shouting no chains 4 times. We know.
Well, you kept going.
I don't remember saying any location.
I would say one of the best things. Listen, man, Sarah's great. Sarah has forced me. I used to always go path of least resistance because, let's be honest, trying to find, especially with kids, and then if you're trying to go out with couples or something else, finding a place everybody feels comfortable to eat at is a pain in the you-know-what. This rule of thumb where you're not doing if we're going out to eat, we're not doing a chain. Now, if it's me and the kids, we'll go get chains. We'll go have some of that cinnamon butter now without giving away anything. We'll have a little cinnamon butter. But if old girl's with us, there are no chains. No chains.
Except Pizza Hut.
Well, of course.
That's very different. Yeah.
Cheesy bites, 28 cheesy bites right now.
Chipotle ranch.
Those dippable ranches. Oh,
the ranch flight. Come on now.
No one out
Let me
pizza's
tell you
hot.
something. We have. I have an idea out in front of our friends at Pizza that's going to blow your mind if we execute this.
Tausch is bringing back the book club. It'll be Tausch's book club.
Jason, you will be involved with your kids. It will be retro night. We're going to be playing Galaga. We're going to be, it is. If this comes to fruition, I couldn't be more excited.
You had me at retro night. Now, could we get back to the Salty Cow or wherever the heck you went for ice cream?
So Becca's favorite ice cream place is across town. It's a little bit of a drive for us, and we had done some work in the backyard, and she's like, "Yeah, I could really go for some ice cream after." And I'm like, "Okay, sure, we'll go."
Is it run by royalty? Not by a king, but maybe his wife.
There might be a monarchy involved. Yes, there might be a monarchy involved.
Okay, thank you.
So
that's her favorite ice cream?
That's not important for the sake of the story. I'm sorry I brought it up. It doesn't matter where we were going.
This might sound crazy. I have never had ice cream at that place, and I have had ice cream almost everywhere.
Obviously.
Never. That's not nice. Never have I had ice cream at the place Jesse's talking about.
Not that we're saying where it is.
They used to have the best, though, original chicken sandwich. Oh, God. That was the GOAT.
You are something else. You are such a contradiction. It's incredible.
You've had the chicken sandwich from the red-roofed ice cream place of royalty that we're not mentioning.
First off, hey, nobody is ever going to put ice cream with that chain. Ever. Ever.
No,
Does that happen?
yes, they do. That's all about the snowstorm that they call their primary ice cream item.
Just wait a second. Are we talking about the same monarchy?
It doesn't matter.
We're not. Clearly, you're thinking about the king, and I'm talking about a queen.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of.
What are you talking about?
You're unbelievable.
I'm talking about blank Henry VIII. That's not the place you're talking about?
And we're talking about Elizabeth II.
No.
I still don't know the place you're talking about.
You worked at a dairy. Your parents owned a dairy farm.
Okay, all right.
And some might say Diane was the queen of the farm.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if this is what you had in mind, but this has been amazing.
I legit was thinking, whoever goes to that place to get ice cream? Nobody. And all of a sudden, now everybody. That was a misstep.
That's who you're thinking of. Oh.
Yes, because I like to go to places for ice cream that have burger in the title.
Whoa Nelly.
It's been a whopper of a segment already. All right.
Well played, sir.
That's good.
So we went to get ice cream, and we went to go through nothing I'm going to say is going to match what just happened. I should just move on to the Up North Joe portion
No,
of
I
things.
want to hear the story.
So
No, I do too.
because we were working out in the yard, like you're getting dirt and moving stuff around, kind of we're feeling yucky and gross. So I changed into I had a t-shirt and shorts that didn't match. I threw some flip-flops on with socks. I looked terrible, and I'm like, all right, it doesn't matter. We're just going through the drive-thru. We're just gonna go get some ice cream, come back, chill. Like that's gonna be our night. So we get over there. They're paving the entire parking lot, so you can only go in. And I said, we can't go in. I can't go in there looking like this. And now I learned a lesson. I'm never going to leave the house looking this bad because
I don't believe that.
If you run into a situation where you have to go in somewhere, like Becca was upset that we didn't get to go to her favorite ice cream place.
So you aborted the mission?
We aborted the mission and we ended up at a different establishment.
She
And I'm not going to make you guess what the other
establishment.
establishment.
You sat out in the car
Because she wasn't going to go in by herself and get it. And I didn't really know I didn't know exactly what I wanted. I wanted to look at the menu.
What do you mean you don't know exactly what you want? At that point, you would have eaten any ice cream she brought. And you know it.
It's not wrong.
She thought there are also like questions on you had to park like on the main road to try and go in. She thought they weren't even open because there was no one in there, but the sign was on. And she's like,
so
no,
there's no one in there. There was no one to see what a schlub you look like.
She said abandon the mission, so we abandoned the mission.
Come on,
we ended
Becca.
up going through a drive-thru at another place. My question was going to be, what's the lousiest you've ever looked in public? But I don't even know if that's worth going down at this point.
I don't know. Why are you so concerned?
Go in and get an ice cream.
Yes.
Like, what are you doing?
This is dumb.
Jason went to a VIP gala in shorts and sandals. You can't go get some ice cream with some dirt on your hands? Like, come on.
I'm not sure that's a great example, but it's a fair statement for sure.
Whoa, Nelly.
Are you concerned? I know that it's a monarchy.
I don't understand you two. I don't understand you two.
How do you
Becca
not
wants
go
ice
in?
cream. You guys drive all the way over there. Go get some ice cream.
We went and got ice cream at a different place that wasn't her favorite
It's not
place.
her favorite, exactly. She loves Burger King for ice cream.
Here's what I promise. Here's what I'll promise you, and it's not even a Quick Trip read day today. But that's easy. Go into Quick Trip. There's plenty of construction workers. Everybody is welcome into Quick Trip. Go in there, get it for real. Grab yourself a ice smoothie. They got all those options. If you want, go get one of those great tubs. Ice
and
cream
4 days of
labeling.
chicken meals.
There you go. You could have got a chicken enchilada. There's all those options, and that's even better than the places you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jesse. Who are you going to run into at DQ that you are so
Blakesley.
concerned about what they're going to think of?
Blakesley would see him.
Yeah, Blakesley for sure would have been in there.
Only if there were
Look at
samples.
Look at this schlub.
This, you don't get over yourself, man. No one cares that you look like a schlub. Just get your ice cream.
Get your ice cream and move on with your life,
Yes.
man.
Whoa, Nelly.
Were you going to get a blizzard?
I didn't know you
what
guys
was going to
were
be the
so,
mix-in?
I didn't know you guys were so, and I don't want to use the term vain, but
prim and
It's
proper.
not vain to say I look terrible. I'm not going to walk in there and like put myself out there like that. Like, I think that's a normal thought.
Do you
people
honestly
have.
think? By the way, you mentioned that the place was empty because of the parking lot.
Yeah,
repaving.
Becca had concerns they were even open. I saw the open sign was on, but
So you think in the off chance you go in there, it's going to be some big fan of Wilde and Tausch, and they're going to be a YouTube dweller, and then for the next month they're going to be telling stories. They may even snap a picture of you and say, "Look what a slob Jesse looked like when he went for ice cream on a random Wednesday night."
What if you run into a coworker in there? What if you run into someone? Becca's on a committee in this city. What if you run into someone from the committee? What if you run into this guy that we saw at the tailgate tour and he wants to take a picture?
He made his own shirt.
It's awesome. We never talked about this guy. I forgot his name now, but he's a great fan. He listens on the podcast all the time. And I don't think he even complains about it being out of order sometimes like some people do. Love that guy.
All right, get the Up North Joe
I
before we
ran
run
out of
time.
music because we spent too much time thinking of the place.
This was one of our best segments ever.
Whoa, Nelly.
Okay, Up North Joe, yesterday you said, how's the kid and all that stuff. And I said, he texted me a little bit after trivia and said, everything's great. passive-aggressively said, we haven't been invited over yet to go see her and all that stuff. And Up North Joe said, you guys are always invited. I think...
So you just set down the phone and went right to his house?
Well, no. But I said I was going to get after him a little bit because I heard on Unsportsmanlike the other day, if there's a standing invite, if you tell someone you're always invited, that means you're not actually invited. Like,
Yeah. Unsportsmanlike is right on
You can't just say, unless it's someone like a family member who just like lives 5 minutes down the road and comes over randomly, like that's a standing invite. But if it's someone like Up North Joe where he lives an hour away, we usually see him up north and not at his house. Like if you say you're always invited over, that's not a real invite. You got to have it. Come on over Saturday night. Let's do this and this, whatever. Like there's got to be actual plans for an invite.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. It has to be, yes, come over at such and such a time. Otherwise, that is the equivalent of, oh, man, I'll catch up with you later. You ain't going to catch up with them later. See you next time. That's kind of, it's
no, that's quick trip.
No, that's a good one. There's no commitment with see you next time. It's just whatever you're in here next, you're good. Like that makes sense.
Well, so are you implying, because I don't want to put words in your mouth, are you implying that Up North Joe doesn't really want you to come see the baby and come to his East Troy, Elkhart Lake, wherever he's at, regular residence? He views you as Up North Jesse?
No, I think he wants us to come over. His intentions are good.
But
I'd like a little more ownership from him coming up with an exact plan of, hey, let's get together on a Sunday afternoon and let's have some quick trip chicken and you guys come over and see the baby. And
would you be welcome if you came right from the yard, covered in dirt, wearing mismatched clothing and socks and sandals?
Well, yes, because the Up North crew has seen each other at our worst. Like when you're up north and you're up for 4th of July week and whatnot, you see each other at your worst. That's different than going out downtown.
So how did you respond? How did you respond to you're always invited? I would have said, okay, well, let me look at the calendar and I'll let you know a couple days that might work for us.
I said, well, I'm free this Sunday.
Good. And what did he say? Sorry, we're busy.
Maybe. I don't know. We're going to be up north Memorial Day. Why don't we just see you then?
I don't
know.
Yeah, you guys are on to something.
Whoa Nelly!
That's tough. All right, that's it for Wo Nelly.
That was productive.
I thought it was fantastic. I really did. I don't know what our fans in the YouTube comments thought, but I thought it was great. We will wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
On the air.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on May 20th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Baltimore Orioles.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in May 20th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
From boreal forests to blooming prairie and over 10,000 lakes,
We go for the road less traveled.
Minnesota has stunning state and national parks.
Stop, inhale fresh pine air. Yeah, I love that.
Plan your trip at exploreminnesota.com. In Minnesota, you can get the hottest concert ticket in town.
Thanks, everybody, for being here.
While eating some of the best food in the nation.
I think I've said yum like 85 times.
Plan your trip at exploreminnesota.com.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. To book your next tee time, call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the Bog.
Calling all collectors, the Wisconsin Card Show is back May 16th through the 18th at the Baird Center in downtown Milwaukee. Whether you're into sports cards, Pokemon cards, or chasing down autographs from Wisconsin sports stars, this is the place to be. Meet Churio, Contreras, Terrain, and more legends from Wisconsin's hometown team. Don't miss this 3-day event packed with vendors, memorabilia, and must-see moments. Tickets and full details at WisconsinCardShow.com. That's WisconsinCardShow.com.
Join NBA stars Dwayne Wade and Travis Diener on the links at Hidden Glen Golf Course or at the Champions for Literacy celebration on June 27th at the Garage at the Harley-Davidson Museum. Help bring awareness to youth literacy and support Milwaukee's youth. Get full event details at wadeversusdiener.givesmart.com. And if you can't make the party, learn more about the Elite Youth Basketball Camp happening on June 28th at wadeversusdiener.givesmart.com. That's wadevsdiener.givesmart.com.
At the Knickerbocker Hotel, we believe your stay should be as convenient and luxurious as possible. Whether you're planning a small meeting or a special event, our versatile space is perfect for any occasion. Start your day with a delicious meal at the Knick Restaurant and Bar, or unwind at the Knick Salon and Spa. Wanting to stay active? Their 24-hour fitness center is always available. If you need something custom made or alterations made, there's a tailor on site. The Knickerbocker, where every detail is designed with your comfort in mind. For more information and to book your next stay, visit knickerbockeronthelake.com.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards, they're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel, it's a glow up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Almost out of time here on Wilde and Tausch. I got to get to Lambeau for the assistant coaches on the defensive side of the ball. We talked to Jeff Halfley earlier in the week. DeMarcus Covington, the new defensive line coach, is my intended target today. Tausch, we have said, and we don't want to send any shade toward Jason Rebrovich, but they added 2 edge rushers in the 4th and 5th round. Goody was saying all offseason, we've got the guys we need. How much pressure does that put on DeMarcus Covington to be the guy who brings out what Jason Rebrovich wasn't able to in the first year of this system with all these high-priced first-round pick guys that were not generating a pass rush?
I would think from an assistant coach standpoint, he is probably going to be highlighted more than any other new assistant we've seen here in Green Bay in a while. Because that group, in the eyes of a lot of people, and I think most folks, they have not reached their potential. You spend all this capital on guys, first-round picks, Wyatt, Van Ness, Rashawn Gary. You got to see more than what you're getting. And I guess the question is, A, where do you see Lucas Van Ness settling in is a question I'd love for you to kind of get. What are you seeing from him? What's your vision? How are you going to make him a better player? And I'd love to hear the answers on that. And then I'd love just an overall evaluation of what he's seen Rashawn Gary on film. Because I would bet he's going to, and again, coaches will use coach speak. I'm guessing he's going to say it's better than what we as fans see and view how Rashawn played. So he's going to be in positive mode because it's his first time and all this other stuff. But make no mistake about it, I think there was a very surgical maneuver by Matt LaFleur to say, we're not getting enough development out of this group. We need to make a big, bold change, and we're putting it on this young man to do it.
Well, he does have a varied experience level. He obviously worked for Bill Belichick, who, again, will not be taking any questions about his relationship with his girlfriend. But maybe he could tell us about DeMarcus Covington if I reach out to him at UNC. All right, that's it for us today. We will do it again tomorrow. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.